Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
WVFM East Lansing, a town square media station. We're the station you've turned to for sports for over 30 years. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Thank you, good evening, and welcome to Doubting Industries' presentation of high school football. On the Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, your trusted source for high school sports coverage. Of course, our high school coverage all season long, as well as tonight, brought to you by Doubting Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission. We got a busy 6 o'clock hour before we get to Fowler at Pewamo-Westphalia tonight. We got interviews, first with Fowler head coach John Spicer, then my interview with Jeremy Miller, the veteran head coach at Pewamo-Westphalia, and then my two-part interview with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal and LSJ.com. And then Eric Doc Love will join me from Pewamo-Westphalia High School for the big CMAC matchup, Fowler at Pewamo-Westphalia. But before we get to all of that, it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
History is made on the football field, and the state's longest football win streak comes to a halt. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. For the first time in MHSAA history, an all-female officiating crew worked a varsity football game. It was a game on September 21st between Waterford Kettering and Detroit Lincoln King. On the crew were referee Nicole Randolph, who is also a Big Ten football official, headline judge Karen Jackson, a GLIAC football official, line judge Delonda Little, who is also an accomplished basketball official, umpire Randy Henry, and back judge Kamaria Douglas. Henry and Douglas are also college basketball refs. The five made history and hopefully inspired others to get involved in high school athletics by becoming a registered official. Waterford Kettering won the game 35-0. Speaking of officials, the first week of October has been designated Fall Sports Officials Appreciation Week by the National Federation of State High School Associations. If you know someone who is an official, please thank them, because without officials, games are just practices. The hundreds of high school games each week in the state of Michigan couldn't happen without them. If you would like to register to be an official or would like more information on officiating, please go to MHSAA.com and click Officials. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the last week. First, Escanaba's Andrea Surma. The Italian exchange student delivered the final 2 points in a 31-29 third set win over Gladstone in volleyball, giving the Eskimos a straight set victory. Midland Dow tennis coach Terry Schwarzkopf, in his 100th Saginaw Valley match as coach, Dow beat Saginaw Heritage 8-0. That makes Schwarzkopf an unbelievable 99-1 in league meets as coach for the Chargers. And a Whitmore Lake Junior running back Donovan Fox. He ran for a school record 336 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 54-31 win over Lutheran Westland.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Director of Officiating Services, Sam Davis.
We talk a lot about the need for registered officials, but how do you sign up? What does it take to become a referee, umpire, or judge? The steps are simple. Go to MHSAA.com to the Officials tab and identify the sport or sports you're interested in. Complete the MHSAA Principles of Officiating and the Officials Guidebook exams. The Official Guidebook covers basic elements and procedures for becoming a sports official. The first step of the process covers playing rules, ejection protocols, game assignments, and payment of game fees. Once you pass the exams, it's time to connect with a locally approved officials association. The local associations are the ones that provide the training, whether it's on the court, on the fields, on the mats, or video training, to get that person completely immersed in the rules, mechanics, and coverages of what it takes to become a good official.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. The last time Powers North Central lost a game in 8-player football, John Johnson was still doing these segments. In fact, the Jets last lost a game 13 months before I started with the MHSAA, way back on November 8th, 2019. That was a 22-14 regional loss to Pickford. Since then, 3 straight state titles, 41 straight wins until last Friday. The 41-game winning streak came to an end at the hands of Lake Linden-Hubble. Danny Marcotte found Sammy Roberts for a 45-yard score with a minute and a half to go, giving the Lakes a stunning 28-25 victory. The win moves Lake Linden-Hubble to 3-2 this season and drops the Jets to 4-1. Marcotte threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another in the victory. Lake Linden-Hubble will go for 3 in a row when they take on Forest Park in Week 6. Powers North Central will look to restart their winning streak this week versus Stevenson. The new active longest win streak in the state belongs to Belleville, who's won 30 in a row. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll see you next week.
APR.
Lansing Sports Station. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Joining us now on Doubting Industries' presentation of high school football, the 5th-year head coach for the Eagles of Fowler High School. Ranked number 7 in Division 8 this week, he's Coach John Spicer. Coach, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on the terrific start so far. Before we talk about this, your season so far and the game coming up with arch rival Pewamo-Westphalia, I've got to go back. Just over a year ago, you beat Pewamo-Westphalia and ended their 48-game CMAC winning streak in thrilling fashion, 20-16 at Spicer Field last year. 4th and 11 at the PW 14. And you told your offense if you want to go for the win or go for the field goal and play for overtime. And they said, nope, let's go for the win right here despite 4th and 11. What was going through your mind at that last timeout or before that last play?
Well, in the timeout, I had the kicking block in my hand, and we were going to kick. And I asked the kids what they wanted to do, and I said, I'll take the blame one way or another if it doesn't work out. And they said, we want to go. So I tossed the block to the side, and we had 2 young kids make a play.
Simple as that?
Yeah. Well, you got to be able to block Palmbos-Westphalia too. So
True.
Our O-line gave the quarterback enough time, and he extended the play, and we had a sophomore receiver actually drag across the goal line, and he seen him, and then we obviously hit it, and we're able to win.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, seeing the picture in the paper of you raising the Milk Jug trophy, I love trophy games, especially in high school, and yeah, you're pretty happy holding that thing up. What can you tell me about the Milk Jug trophy? It's been in your possession for a year. What can you tell us about this? Everybody knows about the Fowler PW rivalry around here, but what about the Milk Jug?
They actually just started it last year.
Really?
And it was something that their old athletic director decided to do, and he asked about it. And so last year was the very first year of it.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was older than that. I mean, looking at the trophy in the picture on LSJ.com, it looks fairly new, but man, Fowler PW deserves to be a trophy game. And as you probably know, Grand Ledge and Holt, the 2 biggest schools in terms of enrollment, they play for a trophy now, so it's only fitting that they do. That's pretty cool since both are rural communities, and that really works out for both schools. We're talking with John Spicer, the 5th-year head coach for the Eagles of Fowler. First of all, Spicer, that's a very familiar name at Fowler. You play at Steve Spicer Field. Obviously, you guys are related. Is he your father, your uncle, who? Grandfather?
He's my uncle.
Okay.
And I was able to play for him my junior year.
Oh, what was that like?
That was pretty special. He was an unbelievable coach.
Yeah.
He was a great, X's and O's guy, but he was an even better motivator. He just had a way about him.
Some coaches have that way of doing it, and certainly Steve Spicer. I mean, one of the best coaches. He's in the Michigan High School Football Coaches Hall of Fame. Won multiple state titles at Fowler. In Class D way back in the day, and now in Division 8. When I asked you about the last play against PW last year, you talked about a young quarterback and young players. Well, your young quarterback is now a junior, and he's Jacob Halfman, and he's been terrific so far this season. Last week against Dansville, 2 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown runs, and every time I read about Fowler, it's Jacob Halfman, and Jacob Halfman. Tell us about Jacob Halfman.
He was our quarterback last year as a sophomore, and he had a couple of injuries, but he did a pretty nice job for us. But this past year, he really committed himself and got bigger and stronger and a little faster. And this summer in 7-on-7, I really seen him develop and be able to read a defense and start to get some confidence in his throws. And he's taken a huge step for us this year. He's, kind of taken a leadership role. And I understand as a sophomore, it's a little tough to do some of them things. But this year as a junior, he's a different player.
Yeah, he sounds like it. He's just been absolutely terrific so far. Excuse me. Also, Nolan Stump, couple of touchdown runs. Talk about him and some of the other Fowler guys that people may not know about for this 5-0 squad.
Well, Nolan Stump's been our running back for the last couple of years, and he was our main running back last year. But we have a junior, Ford Phillips, that carries some of the load too this year, and he's extremely fast, has a little explosiveness to him. And then on our receiving core, Jacob's brother Zach has had a big year for us, and he was pretty successful last year. And then at our 2 wideouts, we got Carter Lance and Ben Cohagen, who were back from last year. And then Asher Kenishnick is new this year at slot, and he's done a great job for us.
Well, Asher Kenishnick may be new, but the name Kenishnick is not new in Fowler. It goes back generation. Yeah, you're laughing. Yeah, that's about right. I know. I know. There's Feldposhes. There's Armbrust-Mockers. You mentioned Halfmans. There's Spicers on your team. Yeah, Trevor Spicer, 12 tackles on defense. Obviously, another terrific game. And you got a couple of Spicers on your team. Nephews, sons?
Trevor's my son.
Okay.
And then Nate Spicer's my cousin's son.
Oh, your cousin's son. I got you. Yep. Well, I mean, everybody knows it's been a family affair in Fowler for generations now. And, looking at your roster, you got 25 strong on varsity. That's very good participation. And now we got to talk about your opponents, your arch rivals, the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia, multiple state titleists in the last few years. They won the state title 2 years ago. By their standards, struggled last year, went 6-5 last year. But you know all about this school. You know all about this team. They are a formidable opponent in pretty much any sport they play. And, of course, they're great in football, coached by Jeremy Miller. Tell us your thoughts on the PW squad.
To be honest with you, every year you play them, they're going to have belief because of the success they've had, and they're going to be confident. And they got a great coaching staff there, and the kids are going to be well coached, and they're going to be physical. And they do some different things offensively that you got to prepare for. And this year they got beat that first week by North Muskegon,
right?
But they're still a heck of a football team.
All right, knowing that they're a heck of a football team and knowing that you guys have to go to PW this year, what are 1 or 2 keys for a big road win and put you in first place in the CMAC?
We're going to have to execute the plan, obviously, and offensively we're going to have to make some plays. Up front, that's going to be the biggest challenge. Is we're going to have to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and they're always, Pewamo-Westphalia is always so good up front, and that's going to be a challenge for us, and we're going to prepare for that this week. And defensively, everybody's just going to have to do their responsibility and be disciplined. because they've always got an explosive offense.
They certainly do, and we'll be looking forward to broadcasting that game here tonight at Pewamo-Westphalia. Coach John Spicer in his 5th season for the Fowler Eagles. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck. First of all, congratulations on the season so far. Best of luck tonight, and best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
Doubting Industries' presentation of high school football returns with Jeremy Miller, the 11th year head coach for the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia, 4-1 on the season. They are ranked number 8 in Division 7 this week. And Coach Miller joins us now on the pregame show. Coach, thanks for coming on once again.
No problem, Brock. Happy to be here.
Well, Brayton Thalen, 203 yards rushing and a touchdown in a big win over Sheboygan last Saturday at Kelly Short Stadium at CMU. First of all, talk about the experience of playing at a Division I football field.
Yeah, it was a great experience to be in a stadium like that, a facility like that. They've done a lot of things to that facility since the 20-plus years that I went to school there. So it was really neat to go and to see it, and we had a perfect day. Weather was awesome, and it was just a great day for football.
Yeah, and judging by your rushing totals, it was very good for you, 44-7, but you rushed for 337 yards. Brayton Thalen, 203 yards and a score. Dylan May, your quarterback, a touchdown pass and 2 touchdown runs. Grant Pohl, a couple of touchdown runs. That's spreading it around, I'd say.
Yeah, had a lot of guys step up. Offensive line was doing a really good job opening up holes for our running backs, and Dylan read a few and kept it, and you let his legs do the rest. So all around, it was a really good effort. I was happy with the way the guys came out and got it done on the ground.
Jeremy Miller, the 11th year head coach for PW, Pewamo-Westphalia, joining us here on the pregame show. What's been the difference from the tough Week 1 loss? You lost by a field goal to North Muskegon on the road, but you've obviously regrouped and you've won every game since, including 3 games in the CMAC. What has changed from Week 1, if anything?
I think our execution has changed. We played a really sloppy Week 1. I go back, I watch the film, and that's just not the team that I see on the field right now anyways. So the guys grew up a little bit. It was a really tough loss to take, especially open up the season. That's not how you want to open up. But we made a lot of mistakes, and they're a very good football team, and they capitalized it, and they made just a couple more plays than we did, especially that big kick at the end. So that kind of, that hit the reset button for us a little bit, and we've just been working on doing what we do better ever since then, and it's starting to pay off.
Well, it is paying off. You're 3-0 in the CMAC, and things are looking good right now for the playoffs. But you're playing your arch rivals, the Fowler Eagles, and they beat you last year at Fowler High School in a thriller, 20-16. They scored in the final seconds to beat you guys and win the new trophy, the Milk Jug trophy. I didn't know it was new until I talked with Coach Spicer earlier in this pregame show. Last year was the first year of it. First of all, I think it's a great thing. A game like Fowler and PW needs to have a trophy game. Grand Ledge and Holt, the 2 largest schools enrollment-wise, finally went to it a few years ago. Talk about the rivalry. Talk about the Milk Jug trophy and just how good this Fowler team is.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. I think the Milk Jug obviously represents, the agricultural background of the 2 communities, and just being out there, that kind of old work ethic, so it was a fitting symbol for it, and it's painted up pretty neat. It's got all the scores and all the wins and everything on it, so. It's a neat thing. It's a neat tradition. I think a game like that, obviously calls for a trophy. So it was really cool that they could get that done last year. And it's just a rivalry. It's something that we're on to 3rd generations. Where kids have had dads and grandpas playing the game, and it's just always kind of a special thing to be a part of. I know that if you ask probably anybody that went to either school, they'd be able to tell you what the outcome was when they played. So it's something it's an awesome tradition, and it's just exciting.
Yeah, I was talking with Coach Spicer earlier in the pregame show, and if you're from Fowler, you've got Kenishneck, you've got Spicer, you've got some Halfmans and some other names that are familiar. Well, PW's no different. You got a number of Thalens on this roster. You got a couple of Treeweilers. You've got a few, Spitzleys on this roster. You got a couple of Pigots as well. I mean, you're right. It is. It's a family deal, and when you play Fowler, you run into people all the time that you know. It's like, oh yeah, we've met before.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think I've got some guys on my team that their moms or dads grew up in Fowler, and I'm sure they have a few that their parents grew up in PW, and now they're obviously cheering for their kids. So you got that kind of neat dynamic to it too. And like you said, it's a generational thing. A lot of the names are the same, and you trace back the family, lineage, and there's a lot of football in there. So it's a pretty neat thing.
Well, talk about your opponents, the Fowler Eagles. They had a really good year last year, made the playoffs, and they're on their way to the playoffs again in Division 8. Ranked number 7, they are 5-0. They beat Dansville last week, and they got a really good quarterback that you saw last year in Jacob Halfman with another year's experience. He was a sophomore last year, and he's having a terrific year this year.
Yeah, he's about as good a quarterback as you're going to find. He puts the ball where it needs to go. He makes some really, really nice passes, puts it right where the receiver, needs it. And those guys do a good job of, I think, running good routes and catching the ball. So, yeah, he's good. He's got a good cast of characters around him. The offensive line gives him some time. So they throw the ball obviously more than they have in the past, which it's different, obviously going against them. They were kind of a ground and pound team, I think, for a lot of years. But, hey, credit to them. They've got a quarterback and receivers like that. I'd throw the ball too.
Jeremy Miller joining us here on the pregame show, the 11th year head coach for Pewamo-Westphalia. I mentioned a few of the guys that were big time against Sheboygan last week. Talk about some of the other guys on the team for people that may not be familiar with this year's Pewamo-Westphalia team.
Yeah, I mean, up front, we're getting better, I think, every week. Trevor Spitzley's doing a really nice job for us at tackle, defensive end tackle. He's been really solid. Junior Kiefer Trimmer up front is been a really good player for us at guard. And it was just kind of a team effort. This team, I think, is a little different in the sense that we don't really have the guys that, maybe get all the stats, like the big stats and a lot of the carries. We spread the ball around quite a bit. And, like before I said, you kind of got to tailor your offense to the players that you have. Mm-hmm. We got a quarterback that's pretty good too. Dylan's a really good passer and can run.
Dylan May, you're talking about, yeah.
Him a little bit.
Yep, Dylan.
Yep. We like to change it up with him, and he can hurt you both ways. So it's more of a dynamic offense, I think, that we've had in the past in terms of who we're looking to get the ball to. What
are one or two keys for a big home win and to get that Milk Jug back from Fowler?
Yeah, we got to play mistake-free football. We can't turn the ball over. Obviously, I know it sounds cliche, but when it's a big game like that, you can't have those random turnovers. And we obviously have to be able to defend the pass. We can't let them get behind us and be running free because, like I said, that quarterback is the real deal. He'll put the ball where it needs to go. So our defensive backs and our coverage has got to be spot on. We've got to limit the big plays.
And finally, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think both schools know that. Fowler's going to represent, the visitor stands are going to be jammed. You're taken from two communities, Pewamo and Westphalia. It's going to be jammed. Small school football at its best, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think it gets any better. I mean, I know there's a lot of everybody that, has a nice rivalry like that is going to say, it's special. And ours is no different. I don't think in the state of Michigan, I don't think you're going to find a better small school football game with as much history and just kind of the interconnected stuff that Fowler PW. So it's always a special week, and it looks like it's going to be some good weather, so it should be a great night for football.
He's Jeremy Miller, the 11th year head coach for the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations so far. Best of luck tonight, and best of luck rest of the way.
All right. Thanks, Brock.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Doubting Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission. Joining us once again on Doubting Industries' presentation of high school football, it's the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. He is Brian Calloway. And Brian, you were at the game on Friday night, Mason at Hazlitt. It turned out to be a pretty good ball game. Mason, however, was able to finish off Hazlitt behind some big-time plays by some pretty familiar names, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, definitely some pretty familiar names for Mason. Obviously, names that we've grown accustomed to hearing constantly over the years. When you look at, obviously, A.J. Martell having 4 touchdown runs and 3 big ones in the second half for Mason, and then Tyler Baker, a guy that's a state champion hurdler that came up with a big interception in the fourth quarter as well too. As Mason found themselves in a tight game in the fourth quarter for the first time this season, but obviously, like you said, able to execute and make some pretty big plays down the stretch and get things done when they needed to. But it was actually an interesting game. Mason was actually down 13 or 14 to 7 late in the second quarter before going down the field and getting enough touchdown just to take a 1-point lead before halftime. And then that was part of 21 unanswered points they scored to take the lead. And obviously, Hazlitt made it a 1-score game before Mason was able to make the big plays to execute down the stretch.
That's 19 straight regular season wins for Mason. That's pretty good right there. The game that me and Eric Doc Love were at, Everett at Grand Ledge. It was homecoming at Grand Ledge, and they were able to pull it out 21-12. This was scoreless at the half, Brian. And then the offenses kind of loosened up. Everett took the lead 6-0, and then Grand Ledge was able to take the lead on an Anthony Baker touchdown. And then Preston Bonet playing quarterback for the injured Jamison Patton, who stood on the sidelines with a cast on his left arm was in a sling. Preston Bonet was not effective really throwing the ball all that much, but he was on the ground over 100 yards rushing and 2 big touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was kind of following along with this game, and just kind of seeing obviously it was scoreless at halftime, and then just, it seemed like it was a tight one all the way throughout. And, obviously Grand Ledge, being able to, find a way, to get to 5-0, pretty impressive, what they've been able to do considering, some of the big pieces that they lost from last year. But now they find themselves in a pretty good spot as far as the CAAC Blue Goals with, a few big league games remaining for them.
Yeah, and one of those teams that is playing at Grand Ledge later on in the season, in fact, in week number 9, is East Lansing. They got off to a slow start this season, 0-2, but have won 3 in a row, and they've got running back Jace Clarizio back. He was a big-time player last year as a sophomore. He played because of injuries. Now, as a starter, we thought he was going to be a starter, but hadn't seen him the first few weeks of the season. But 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's pretty good. And Charlie Baker, 2 interceptions on defense, including a pick 6. East Lansing, one of the hottest teams in the area, despite the 3-2 record, don't you think?
They are, and, you have to take into account the competition that East Lansing faced as well, too.
True.
Obviously, Hudsonville, it's a top 10 team in Division I. They also played, Portage Central as well, too. That is a pretty decent team as well, too. So, they played a tough schedule. And, obviously, Jace Clarizio, getting him back, he's a guy with some Division I offers. That's big for them. And, for them to kind of do the things that they were able to do, without him in the lineup, obviously, getting that win over DeWitt a couple of weeks ago, then that was big for them. But, yeah, East Lansing, is definitely looking like a team that, is once again going to be contending for a league championship.
Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. All right, let's move on to the CAAC White. And Sexton took care of Lakewood on the road, 42-7. Joe Pizzo, 4 touchdown passes, 330 yards passing. They're ranked in the top 10. Josiah Stewart, it's not just him. They got Josiah Stewart. They got Devin Hodges-Smith. They got players looking really strong, the J-Dubs. And then Portland rolling along again. Portland has been extremely impressive. They crushed Lansing Catholic at home 52-14. It looks like it's a collision course between Sexton and Portland in Week 8, doesn't it?
It is definitely looking that way. And, Charlotte is actually still a game back, and they can have a say in the race, obviously, with a Week 7 game against Portland as well, too. And obviously, Ionia is still mathematically 2 games back, and they have Sexton this week. But it's all everything's looking like, Sexton and Portland, battling it out in Week 8 with a title on the line.
That would be some kind of game at Majeski Stadium over at Sexton High School. On to the CMAC. Fowler, easy over Dansville, 51-0. Jacob Halfman is having a terrific year for Fowler. PW, a big win on Saturday against Sheboygan. Pretty good prep for the big showdown this week between those two teams. And we'll touch on Saranac here in just a second.
Yeah, it is, pretty big for both of them. I mean, obviously, Fowler has just rolled along this season and, posted a lot of dominant wins. I mean, back-to-back 51-0 wins. And, Pewamo-Westphalia, ever since that Week 1 loss to North Muskegon, I mean, they've done some big things as well, too. And obviously, getting that 44-7 win over Sheboygan was their largest margin of victory this season as well, too. So, yeah, definitely setting up for a great matchup this week between a pair of teams that are both 3-0 in the CMAC.
Another team that's having a very good season is Saranac. I mentioned them. They are 2-1 in league play, 4-1 overall. Redhawks coach Kirk Jackson, they've done a terrific job. They went on the road and beat Langsburg 28-20. They're thinking maybe not necessarily, although they're not mathematically eliminated from the CMAC race. More realistically, they're looking at a playoff berth, and that would be absolutely big time for the Redhawks.
Yeah, that would be big for them. And like you said, I mean, they are still kind of in the thick of things in the CMAC with, I think they have a game coming up against, I think it's Fowler or Pewamo, and it's either one of them, Fowler or Pewamo-Westphalia, that they still have yet to play as well, too. So, they still have a chance to have a little bit of a say in the CMAC race. But, it's definitely been a great season for them after a couple of down years. I mean, I think this is the best start for them since that 2017 year when they made the playoffs. Yeah,
Saranac is at Pewamo-Westphalia in week number 8. So we'll see what happens there. On to 8-player football. And, St. Pat's, after the big win over Morris, they took care of Breckenridge last Saturday. Morris rebounded from the tough loss to St. Pat's, taking care of Fulton 36-14. And Maple Valley just keeps on going 66-12. But I was checking the MHSAA playoff point standings for 8-player football. Maple Valley doesn't qualify again. Is that right?
Yeah, Maple Valley, obviously with the size, I mean, there's a few 8-player schools that, based on their size, that they don't qualify to partake in the playoffs, that they're just a little bit too big. There's a certain enrollment number that you have to be at in order to be postseason eligible for 8-player. And, so Maple Valley, pretty much for its duration as an 8-man program, has never been able to take part in the playoffs, and which is unfortunate, especially this is the year where they have a team that, is one that could probably make some noise, and obviously due to their size, they're not able to partake in that. But there's a few other schools that are kind of in similar boats as well, too. I believe Bridgman is one of those schools as well, too, and we're in Southwest Michigan. No,
that's too bad because they've had a really, really good year. All right, Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. We've reviewed week number 5. We'll preview week number 6 coming up after this break. You're listening to Doubting Industries' presentation of high school football on your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The Game 730 AM WVFN, also brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN, Lansing Sports Leader.
Back for another segment with Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. We're both going to be at Pewamo-Westphalia for the Fowler PW game, so we'll save that for the last. But, Brian, some other good games around the area. Grand Ledge is at DeWitt. Grand Ledge won last year behind Sean Foster's just amazing performance. I believe he scored 7 touchdowns in that game. DeWitt has had problems defensively, the last couple of years. I think it's gonna be a tight game. How do you see this one up at Memorial Stadium in DeWitt?
Yeah, I can see this being a tight game as well too. I went with DeWitt in this game. I think with the quarterback situation and obviously Grand Ledge using the backup, and obviously Preston Bonet's been able to fill in and obviously was able to help them navigate, that second half and put some things together, and that went over Everett. But I think DeWitt is a better team than Everett, and I think, DeWitt finds a way at home to get the win here. And obviously this is a DeWitt team, too, that, is kind of playing with its backs against the wall a little bit. I mean, they need to, pretty much win out and to have a chance in the CAAC Blue to win a title as well too. So this is a big opportunity, for them to, try to find their way back on top of the league standings. So I think DeWitt, gets it done here.
The other game in the CAAC Blue that's big time is Everett at East Lansing. Everett, much improved team this year. Lacks some depth. They're young in some spots. And East Lansing, looking very, very good right now after a couple of early losses. I took East Lansing in this one. How do you see this playing out at Lynn C. Adams Stadium?
Yeah, I also took East Lansing in this one. I think East Lansing's in a good spot right now. They've obviously built some momentum over the last few weeks, starting with that Week 3 win over DeWitt. That was their first win of the season as well, too, and that was on the road. So I like East Lansing in this one.
Couple of games in the CAAC Red with playoff implications. Hazlitt looking to solidify playoffs there at Fowlerville. And a game I'm really interested in, Williamston at St. John's. Both of these teams are 3-2. Both of these teams 2-1 in CAAC Red play. Really not really serious contenders for the CAAC Red title, considering Mason's beating everybody except for Eastern and St. John's. But this is a big game for both teams in terms of trying to make the playoffs.
No, it definitely is a big game for both. In terms of playoff picture. With obviously, St. John's and Williamston both being in the spots they are. I think it's more important for St. John's, obviously, being in Division III. I think Williamston's in a better spot as a Division V school. But I went with Williamston in that game. And then, obviously, I think Hazlitt, picks up a win as well, too, and bounces back from that loss to Mason last week.
And that would get Hazlitt to 4-2 if they're able to win that one. On to the CAAC White. Olivet and Charlotte playing for the first time as conference rivals in a long time, not too far away from each other. I took Charlotte in that one in advance of their big game against Portland coming up next week in Division 7. And, man, Sexton looking fantastic. They've had a great year. They host Ionia. I took them big in this one. I just think with Portland and Sexton, it's just a collision course that's meant to happen in Week 8, and I think they get easy wins here. How do you see it?
Yeah, I think, Ionia can give Sexton a bit of a test as well. I mean, Ionia just played a tight game with Charlotte last week, so I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing for Sexton by any means, but I think Travis Tucker, might be able to do some things to keep Ionia in it for a bit as well. But I do think that there is going to be a collision course towards Week 8 with both Sexton and Portland building towards that. But I've got Sexton winning, and I believe Charlotte's going to win as well, too.
Okay, on to the CMAC. Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. Couple of games in the CMAC or involving CMAC teams. Mentioned Saranac, mentioned them the last couple of weeks. They are at Stockbridge. That's a long trip for them. If it was, I'm giving Stockbridge a chance to win, even though they're 1-4 and Saranac is 4-1. I took Saranac, but I think that's going to be closer than people think. And Langsburg at Bath, the County Line Trophy. Not only are they playing for the County Line Trophy, they're potentially playing for a playoff berth. Bath 3-2, Langsburg 2-3.
Yeah, I like Saranac, to pick up a win in that matchup, and then I went with Langsburg to knock off Bath as well too. Obviously Langsburg's coming off on a 3-game losing streak, and with some tough losses to obviously Saranac and PW as well too. But I think Langsburg bounces back and gets a win here.
Yeah, if they want to make the playoffs, like they just missed out last year, going 6-3, they need to win that one there. As far as 8-player football goes, Portland St. Pat's is at Vestaburg. Morris is at Weberville, a couple of area teams there. Weberville 2-3, Morris 3-2. Another big game as far as playoff aspirations go. I took Morris in this one. I like them, even though they're heading on the road to Weberville. How do you see it?
Yeah, I like Morris as well, too. I mean, Morris is just coming off a win over Fulton, which was unbeaten, prior to last week. So that's a pretty big win for Morris. And obviously Morris, has played a lot of tight games as well, too, when you look at, just narrow loss to Portland St. Patrick as well, too. So I like Morris.
And you like St. Pat's at Vestaburg coming up Friday night? St. Pat's to win to get to 5-1?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. All right. And now finally the game that you and I are going to be at, and Eric Love will be broadcasting it here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. The battle for the Milk Jug Trophy Fowler at PW, best small school rivalry in the mid-Michigan area. Fowler won a classic last year, winning it in the final seconds on a Jacob Halfman touchdown pass. PW looking for revenge on this one. This is going to be absolutely a big-time game. I took Pewamo-Westphalia in a tight one at home. It would not shock me at all if Fowler was able to pull this one out again. I think this is going to be a classic, and it's one of the reasons why we're going to be out there coming up on Friday night. And, hey, this is what small school sports is all about.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a rivalry that, exemplifies small school sports for sure. And obviously, Palmbos had that long winning streak in CMAC play until Fowler knocked them off last year.
It was about 48 games, wasn't it? 48 games in a row?
It was very lengthy until Fowler knocked them off. But I actually went with Fowler in this one, just kind of based on the performance this year. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Yep.
Throughout the duration of the season. I mean, I think maybe the closest game that they've had was by 45 points. I mean, I think this one's not going to be any easy or smooth sailing like all the rest of the games have been for them so far this season. I think, like you said, it's going to be a tight game, but I think Fowler finds a way to get it done.
He's Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, LSJ.com. Brian, thanks so much. When we talk next week, we will review week number 6 and preview week number 7. Thanks again, sir.
Hey, no problem, Brock. Thanks for having me.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you all season long by Dowding Industries and by the Lansing Sports Commission.
Lansing Sports Leader, WVFN.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome to Pewamo-Westphalia High School for Dowding Industries presentation of high school football on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN, the game 730am.com, and the Lansing Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, no matter what the sport is, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Dowding Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment athletes give to the sport of football. They're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. I am Brock Palmbush. Alongside me is Eric Doc Love. And Doc, we're here at the best small school rivalry in the mid-Michigan area. And it's for the CMAC lead. In fact, the winner of this game tonight will clinch a share of the CMAC regular season championship. What am I talking about when I'm talking about the best small school rivalry in the area? It's obvious. It's Fowler and it's Pewamo-Westphalia.
And arguably the top two small schools in the mid-Michigan area. When you talk about the best rivalry, well, you want to talk about the two best schools. Let's go back to the 80s and 90s if you're talking about the Fowler Eagles. And if you want to talk about the 2000s and 2010s, it's the Pewamo-Westphalia Pirates. So both these teams have been winning the CMAC for a very long time and winning plenty of state championships too.
Countless state championships. I didn't even have time to go through all the state championships or the state finals appearances that they have. But one of the reasons we are here at Pewamo-Westphalia, because last year at Fowler, they played an all-time classic. Fowler beat Pewamo-Westphalia 20-16 in Week 5 last year. Fowler scored on 4th and 11 in the final seconds to win 20-16. It was their first victory in 10 years, in more than 10 years for Fowler over PW. And it's now a new trophy game, the Milk Jug. I thought it was much older than just 2 years old, but as you heard John Spicer, Fowler head coach, told me in the pregame, it's only a couple of years old. So, hey, a new tradition. It's got scores dating back to 1950 on the actual jug. It's a navy blue jug, and pretty cool thing. A game like this deserves a trophy, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I know how much you adore the trophy games here in high school, and I also like them as well. I'm not on your level when it comes to it.
It's really great. I love it.
It is, and you heard Coach Jeremy Miller talk about it. It's the agricultural farming area for both these schools, and the tradition that they have, and that's why a Milk Jug represents that, and it works well. Doesn't Michigan and Minnesota play for the Milk Jug?
Well, their version of the Little Brown Jug.
That's right.
The most famous version of the Little Brown Jug. A lot of other high schools and smaller colleges play for their version of it. But as far as these teams are, Fowler 5-0 on the season. They are ranked number 7 in Division 8, and they crushed Dansville last Friday night, 51-0. That was at Dansville. Nolan Stump had 2 touchdown runs, and Trevor Spicer had 12 tackles on defense. But as quarterback Jacob Halfman goes, the Fowler Eagles go, don't they?
Yes. I have stats for 4 of their 5 games. He has 19 total touchdowns in those 4 contests. Fowler, last 3 scores, 51-0, 51-0, 53-0. They've outscored opponents by 240 points so far this year. They've had 3 consecutive shutouts. Yes, they gave up 26 points in the combined first 2 weeks, and that's it since then. They have been throwing the ball down the field, have the Eagles. They've been high-flying, to say the least.
And you don't normally see small schools throw the ball, but when you got a quarterback as good as Jacob Halfman is, and by the way, Mr. Halfman, just an 11th grader. He's just a junior. He'll be back next season.
And his older brother, Zach, is his number 1 target out there at wide receiver.
So those are the guys that will be the guys we just mentioned, Halfman, Stump, Halfman, and Spicer. We will be looking for them. As far as Pewamo-Westphalia goes, they are 4-1 on the season. Only a 3-point loss in week number 1 to North Muskegon. Their only blemish so far. 3-0 in the CMAC. They crushed Sheboygan last Saturday afternoon at Central Michigan University. That was a 44-7 score. They're ranked number 8 in Division 7. And Dylan May, their quarterback, had a touchdown pass and 2 touchdown runs. Grant Pohl, 2 touchdown runs. And Brayton Thalen, he had a touchdown run, 203 yards rushing himself, and as a team, 337.
That gets it done.
Yeah, if you rush for 337 yards, 99 times out of 100, you're going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice that they were able to get Dylan May back at quarterback. He had missed the previous game against Dansville, which they won 52-6, by the way. They've righted the ship, have the Pirates, after that first week loss to North Muskegon, who, by the way, has been crushing people, by the way, ever since week when I looked at the stats for North Muskegon, and they've been rolling people. But PW's turned things around. They've kind of got things settled a little bit more. They're able to overcome the injury from Dylan May, their quarterback, to be able to come back the senior and play a little bit better. But Brayton Thalen, it's all about the run game still for PW. You know, they've had some success in the past where they've been able to mix it up a little bit more. They're a little bit more predominantly ground game, although May is a good quarterback and can throw the ball to where he needs to be. But nevertheless, it's as usual for Jeremy Miller and the Pirates. They want to run the ball tonight.
Yeah, the stands are filling up. It is... This is small school football. It's a big time deal here at both schools, Fowler and Pewamo-Westphalia. And now the Fowler team is coming out onto the field right now. They are in their road white uniforms with navy blue numerals, basic helmets, navy blue helmets, white stripe right down the middle.
Yep.
Think Penn State, but the opposite.
Correct.
Because the opposite, Penn State has a dark stripe right down the middle, white helmets. Fowler, the exact opposite. Pewamo-Westphalia will be in their home blue uniforms with blue uniforms with gold numerals. That's what I wanted to say. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneer Pirate, the pewter pirate that they've used
with the flag on there.
With the flag on it, red, white. It's blue and gold, a little bit of white thrown in there. That's what they're going to be wearing tonight. Pewamo-Westphalia won the toss. They will defer until the second half. Fowler will receive. And you can probably hear the PW band through our microphones there. And we're going to be taking a break here in just a minute. You are listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a town square media station. And, this crowd's still filing in. You knew the Fowler stands would be full, and they're going to be full by the time certainly by the time we get done in the first quarter. And I see a lot of people on the far side of Pirate Field here on the fence beyond the track.
They even have an extra smaller side over there for the student section, a little extra seating section over there.
I see that now,
to the right, to the south of that one. And they have an eagle over there, too. I see their eagle mascot out there. I saw Pirate Pete handing out candy on this side for the Pirates.
Like he always does.
Yep.
He always does. And
I would imagine there'll be a lot of people standing around because there won't be any seating on the other side.
Oh, there's the Fowler Eagle there.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. It's a bald eagle. That's what it is. Pretty cool. Going into the Fowler stands right now. Really been looking forward to this one. This was one of the games we were looking at for week number 6. Hard to believe we're at week number 6, but here we are. And after tonight, only 3 games left in the regular season. Then it's going to be playoff time. Man.
2/3 of the way through the season after tonight. Yeah.
September is flying by. We're almost done with that.
It'll be over tomorrow. October 1st is Sunday.
October 1st is Sunday. So big time atmosphere, small schools, big time atmosphere here. And we'll be set to go here from Pirate Field at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. All 3 communities representing. Remember, Pewamo and Westphalia. Pewamo, a village. Westphalia, a village. There you go.
We're technically in Westphalia, or at least we're just on the outside of it, but Pewamo is just to the north of us.
Just to the north of us. Just go up Clintonia Road about, mile and a half?
Something like that, maybe a little further, but yeah.
Turn right, and there it is.
Yep. We're literally at the line of Clinton County and Ionia County, by the way. That's why it's Clintonia.
Hence the name Clintonia, exactly. All right, we'll take a break. We're going to come back. It's Fowler and Pewamo-Westphalia for a share of the CMAC title coming up after this. On your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Dowding Industries. And we seem to be having technical problems with our computer here, so we'll let the national anthem go. National anthem being played here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. Fowler and Pewamo-Westphalia really looking forward to this one here tonight. And Doc, it's what it's all about right here between these two teams that don't like each other in a sports sense. And before we get going, let's take that. Well, let's see if my computer's going to work. Let's take that timeout on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN. And we seem to be having problems with our computer here. We'll get caught up here in just a second. We are at the 7 o'clock hour. I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Keys to the game, Doc. What do you think?
For Fowler, it's all about the passing game. Obviously, when they want to, run a little bit. Obviously, keep them honest. The Pirates defensively, but I think the pass game, they're going to need some big plays out of the pass game. And for the Pirates, if they're dominating the line of scrimmage, they're able to run for 300 yards like they did last week. Pirates will win easily here at home, and get the Milk Jug back.
Yes,
for the first time, technically for the first time, since they only had it once before.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Who's that kicking there for?
Looks like number 10.
That's number 10. That is Gabe Miller. He's going to be kicking off. They're going to be going from right to left here in this first quarter.
And back for Fowler deep, number 11. That's Zach Halfman, the quarterback. Or excuse me, the wide receiver.
Here we go. Miller kicks off. Taken at the 15-yard line out to the 20, 25, 30, 35-yard line to the 36-yard line. And Fowler's going to have great field position to start things off.
Number 15, Ford Phillips, the junior, was the up back who got that one. And we can see the Eagles offense to start this ball game, Brock. I mentioned before, I have stats for 4 of the 5 games. Jacob Halfman, 19 total touchdowns in that one, but we'll hear a lot from his brother Zach. We'll hear Trevor Spicer, and the offensive line anchored by Evan Curtis, the Grand Valley commit.
Halfman in the shotgun. dropping to throw. Looking out to the right, it's caught there by number 5. That's Carter Lance. And he is taken down at the 41, 42-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6. Now they put him down at the 41-yard line, so it's a gain of 5.
Quick little out route to get things moving. Kind of like a run play, essentially. They pick up 5 through the air. Not a traditional Eagles offense when you're talking about passing all the time. It used to be a run, run, run.
Halfman in the gun again. Handoff up the middle. That's number 2, Nolan Stump. Goes right up the middle, and he's got a first down. He's up close to midfield, about the 47, 48-yard line. Just a quick handoff there. Jacob Halfman to Nolan Stump. First down.
Yeah, Stump was the only back in the backfield next to Halfman on that one, and the senior able to get past the line of scrimmage and pick up the first down on a 7-yard gain. Fowler with not quite a hurry-up offense, but nevertheless pretty quick. 4 wide receivers on this play again.
Man, going wide open here. Halfman. Fake handoff. Dropping to throw. Looking deep. Now he's going to scramble. He's going to run. He's up to midfield. He's to the 49, 48-yard line of PW. He does well just to get 3 or 4 yards on that play.
A good coverage in that Pirate secondary. Nobody was open. The play action pass did not fool anybody. And Jacob Halfman can run the ball, too. Like when I talked about his 19 total touchdowns, he's got rushing yards, too. So it's not just an accurate passer. He's also got the ability to be mobile and pick up some yards. So they get 4 on first down. And they get the play from the receiver who comes in from the sideline.
10:08 to go, first quarter. Halfman, hands off. That is who is that? That's
15.
Number 15. That's Ford Phillips. He's got a huge gain into PW territory. Goes off for right guard. He gets inside the 40, inside the 30, and he's down at the 27-yard line. Big time gain there.
A huge run, 25 yards up the middle. And they had him 3 wide receivers. They had 2 on the right, 1 on the left, and then they had an H-back, and the H-back was key to that block and getting him down the field.
Here we go. First down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Handoff up the middle. That's Phillips, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on that play. Big stop out there defensively. Blake Birchmeyer, one of the linebackers, stepped up into the hole. They gave him a yard, surprisingly. To make it a 2nd and 9 opportunity for the Eagles. They sub in wide receivers, and the wide receiver brings in the play. Number 11 just brought that one in. That's Zach Halfman.
9 minutes to go. First drive of the game. Fowler and PW, we are scoreless. Jacob Halfman. Hands off. Phillips again. He's got a hole up the middle. He gets down to the 20. Defense converges, and he's down at the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Grant Pohl came in to make that stop for the Pirates.
3rd down and 2, just inside the 20. Looks like the tail of the ball is on the 20-yard line.
Yep.
8:34 and counting first quarter. Probably 2 downs to make 3 yards, depending on what happens here. You can hear the PW crowd through our microphones here. Halfman, fake handoffs, goes around left side. He's going to have a first down, I think. He's going to get inside the 15. Yes, he will have a first down. Down to about the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 12, maybe the 11.
A design quarterback run to the outside, Brocky. Fakes the handoff. Looks like he's going to pass. No, the guard and tackle on the backside pull. And they run left right off of them. And they pick up the first down. They get down to the 12, Brock. So nice drive by the Eagles to start this ball game.
Here we go. Ball on the left hash mark. Hand off to Phillips up the middle. Not much there. Stacked up right up the middle.
Defensive line collapsed in on that one. He might have gotten maybe half a yard out of it, but that's it. And Pirates doing a little better job on a couple of plays here defensively to slow down that run game, but Fowler moving the ball here to start this ball game.
Good drive for them so far. They're already down to the 11-yard line.
Four wide receivers.
Yeah, 4 wide receivers. Halfman dropping the throw, throws over the middle, incomplete.
Trying to look for that quick slant over the middle for Asher Kenishneck.
Yep.
But good coverage. I think it was looked like number 15, Blake Birchmeyer, the linebacker, being forced into coverage duty and did a good job, got in front of the route, and made it an incomplete pass.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 9, 6:57 to go. This is a first drive of the game. Halfman in the gun. Phillips next to him. Dropping to throw is Halfman. Looking. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Had a receiver there. That was number 9, Asher Kenishneck. And it just went off his hands.
Yeah, couldn't connect on that one. Another deep crossing route. Was waiting. Plenty of pocket, plenty of time for the quarterback Halfman, but couldn't connect with his receiver, and I think they're going to go for it on 4th down, Brock.
Yeah, looks like it. 4th and 9 from the 11-yard line. Can't really blame him here.
No.
It would be a 28 or a 29-yard field goal.
Well, they passed on it last year to win the ball game. You figure, even though it's the first drive of the ball game, it's a big one. So they go 4 wide again. Spread them out.
They are. 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 to the right. Halfman dropping to throw. He's going to throw it out to the right. It's a fade pattern. He just overthrows everybody.
Well, nowhere near. Looking for the single. They had 2 left, 2 right wide receivers. One guy comes in motion, goes back left, makes it trips. And then on the right side, there's 1 wide receiver, but the ball never had a chance. The ball was way out of bounds.
So PW will take over. Let's take a timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Request.
As we come back from break, apologize again for the technical problems. Pewamo-Westphalia completes a long pass out to the 39-yard line of Fowler, and it's going to be a big first down, Doc, for the Eagles to get out from inside their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, Dylan May to Gabe Miller for 24 yards.
Dylan May, number 9. He's the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Dropping to throw again. He's looking over the right. It's tipped, and it's incomplete. Got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And one of the Eagles got their talons up to knock it down. I think it was number 55 out there, Evan Curtis.
Very good. Talons, Eagle, yes. 4:43 to go, first quarter. 2nd and 10 for PW on their own 39-yard line.
Well, if it was a Pirate, he got his saber up to knock it down, or whatever you want, or his peg leg. I don't know, something.
Under center is May. I formation behind him. Pitch. Behind him. Oh, running back got to the line of scrimmage and absolutely nothing there.
The running game has not opened up very much for him. That's Brayton Thalen again.
Brayton Thalen, number 3, yes.
He's going to lose a yard, actually. Well, I guess they gave him back to the line of scrimmage. I thought it was going to be a loss, but they gave him back to the line.
Oh, they did. 4:17, 4:16 to go, first quarter.
PW similar in their play calling offense as far as somebody on the sideline brings in the play to the quarterback, May.
May in the shotgun, 3rd and 9. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. We are scoreless. Dropping to throw again is May. Looking, throwing deep. Deep fade. Caught inside the 30, inside the 20. It is caught by number 21, William Bengal, a senior, and he is down after a big-time gain.
It's a go route straight down the sideline. And I thought it was going to be overthrown, and Bengal just able to run underneath the pass from May. What is that?
45 yards.
45 yards
ball
through the air.
15-yard line.
We talked about in the pregame about the passing game for the Eagles being so effective. Well, the Pirates are showing something right here. They picked up 24 and 45 on this drive.
Big-time gain there. 3:53 to go, first quarter. May, hands off. Number 3, that's Brayton Thalen. Trying to go wide right, but great pursuit by Fowler. and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss, 1 or 2 yards. They may only give him a 1-yard loss to the 16. Yeah, that looks like that's what it is.
Yep.
No, they say no gain. Wow, he got a good spot because he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 3:25 to go first quarter. We're scoreless, but PW knocking on the door.
The Eagles have been able to really clamp down on this run game early in this drive. Now an I formation.
I formation behind May. Pitch out left inside the 15, down to the 14, and not much further. Great tackling by the Fowler Eagles.
24, Trevor Spicer, the sophomore linebacker, with another stop. But he had 12 tackles last week. He gets one right there.
That was Brayton Thalen on the carry there.
A little short toss.
Gets a yard there down to the 14-yard line. 2:45 to go. First quarter. Brock Palmbos, Erik Love, glad you're joining us here from Pewamo-Westphalia High School. Dylan May, the quarterback, in the shotgun. And we got a whistle, and we're going to have a flag.
False start. Someone for the Pirates moved a little bit early. The far side line judge threw the flag.
First penalty of the game.
Happened at a bad time for PW, too.
Yep.
Third down situation. Looked like it was going to be a quarterback keeper for May. He faked the handoff and was going to run off to the right, but obviously the play was blown dead.
So move him back from the 13 to the 18-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 13. You think 2 downs to make this?
Yes. Fowler was thinking the same thing. Why not for home field?
2:28 to go. First quarter. We are scoreless. Handoff. That's Thalen. Goes left side, gets inside the 15, down to the 14, maybe the 13. Brayton Thalen, a junior for this PW squad, and it's going to be 4th down and about 8 with 2:09 and counting.
So they got back what they lost on the penalty, basically.
Yep.
Still a long 4th down opportunity.
Indeed.
And they're going to go for it.
Going to line up to go for it. We are scoreless. Same thing happened for Fowler on the last drive.
Mm-hmm. Carter Worth, the tight end, the junior, brought that play in to May.
May in the shotgun. Thalen next to him. 3 wide receivers. Dropping to throw is May. Rolling out to the right. And he's going to get taken down at the 25, 26-yard line. Number 55, Evan Curtis, the senior defensive lineman, was not fooled.
There was one-on-one. It was a tackle, and Evan Curtis won that one right away. And Dylan May never had a chance on that play, Brock.
We are scoreless near the end of the first quarter. 1:33 to go. 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVF.org.
Lansing Sports Station. The game, 7:30 a.m.
Welcome back to Pewamo-Westphalia High School. We are scoreless. Fowler takes over after stopping PW on downs. First down play. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 4 yards. And we're under a minute to go here in the quarter. Jacob Halfman, the quarterback for Fowler. They have it on their own 28-yard line. It's a pitch out left. It's the number 15, Ford Phillips. He gets to the 30, to the 31, and he's taken down there by number 23, Reese Thalen. And it'll be a 3rd and short here with 40 seconds to go. So they will have to run one more play in this quarter.
4 yards on that toss play to the outside. But excellent pursuit by the Pirates defensively. It looked like it was going to be a first down, and they collapsed real quick.
Looked like it, yep.
Here come a bunch of wide receivers in for Fowler. They just subbed out 4 guys.
Man, down to 15 seconds to go. Fowler is going to have to run another play. It's 3rd and short. We're down under 10 seconds to go. Halfman in the gun, dropping to throw, feeling the pressure, throws it out. It's caught. It's going to be a first down and more. Number 11, that's Zach Halfman. He's into PW territory to the 45, maybe the 44, and it's going to be a first down for Fowler as the first quarter comes to an end. We've played 12 minutes so far. Fowler nothing, Pewamo-Westphalia nothing, but Fowler is driving. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Dowding Industries, and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love here at PW High School. Fowler and Pewamo-Westphalia are scoreless after 12 minutes of play. Doc, both teams have moved the ball very, very well, both inside the 20-yard line of the opposite team, but neither have scored.
Nope. Turned away on fourth down both times, and testament to the defenses to bend but don't break in that first quarter.
Yep.
What do we had? 2+ possessions in that. One for each team, and then Fowler got just a little bit at the end.
2 long drives, but defense got tough inside the 20-yard line. So now we switch ends. Fowler's going from right to left across your radio. Halfman in the gun. Jacob Halfman in the shotgun. You got guys moving around. They got to get reset, and they do. A really weird formation. Power to the right. Halfman, though. Oh, reverse handoff. That's to number 11. That's Zach Halfman. As Jacob was going to the right, he put the ball behind him and handed it to Zach Halfman. Kind of a weird counter reverse handoff. Never seen that before, but it worked. It gained 8 yards. And they're inside the 40-yard line to the 37.
Well, you make the defense think you're going to run right, and then all of a sudden he's coming back to the left right behind. It's an awkward handoff. You got to be very trusting on that play.
Exactly. Well, they're related, so.
Well, brothers tend to be.
Indeed, yes, they know. That's probably a play that only those two guys do.
Yeah.
Jacob Halfman in the shotgun. Fake handoff, play action pass. He's going to throw. No, he's going to run for it, and he's going to get taken down behind the line of scrimmage. He's taken down there by number 15, Blake Birchmeyer. Not much of a.
Nothing on that.
Really
game,
no
actually.
gain, so really a sack. It's at the 37-yard line. Exactly no gain, and it's going to be third down and short.
He didn't see anybody open down the field. He decided to tuck it, and then he was waiting. He thought he was going to pull it up and throw the ball, and then he's like, no, I better go for it. And good stop by the Pirates on that one.
Third down and 2 from the 37-yard line of PW.
Use that same formation.
Same formation, power to the right. Early second quarter. Halfman's going to take it. Jacob's going to get it. He's going to get to the 35. Gets inside the 35 to the 34. That's a first down.
Yep. Design quarterback keeper that time. No deception on that with a backwards handoff, but
gets to the 33-yard line. He got about 4 yards on that play. Really only needed 2.
Mm-hmm.
10-19 to go, first half. Fowler and PW scoreless. Jacob Halfman, hands off. That's to Zach Halfman, and he's snowed under once he got to the line of scrimmage.
Nothing happening on that play. Trying to run off that right tackle. And there were 3 or 4 Pirates waiting for him. One of the defensive linemen and 2 linebackers were there. One of those was Brayton Thalen. A lot of guys play both ways. Smaller schools, obviously, so you get a lot of two-way guys.
Yep.
Especially with Fowler having only, 25 guys on the roster. You're going to see most everybody's going to play both ways.
Yeah, PW has about 8-9 more guys on their varsity. We'll see if that's a factor later on in the game. 9:28 and counting, second quarter. Jacob Halfman in the gun. Man in motion, 4 wide receivers. Fakes the jet sweep handoff. He's going to take it himself. He gets to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be third and long. It's a good thing he took the handoff himself because PW was all over the jet sweep.
The crowd was cheering. They thought that he had handed it off on that jet sweep. They would have lost about 4 or 5 yards, but no. Jacob Halfman gets He gets 4 on that one, and make it a little more manageable third down situation here.
Ball on the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. 8:52 and counting. Yes, a fast-moving first half.
Well, nobody scored, and we've seen a lot of plays inbounds and run plays too.
Yes. We've had, 1 incomplete pass? Yeah.
No, we've had 3 incomplete passes.
3? Okay.
But the tempo.
3 wide receivers. Jacob Halfman dropping to throw. Looking. He's going to throw it deep down the left side. It's overthrown over everybody. And it's going to be 4th down and 7 from the 30.
Nothing happening. Good pocket, though, again. He's been pretty clean in the backfield. He hasn't had anybody really coming towards him for the most part, and he's had time to throw the ball, but the cover has been so good from the Pirates that the guys are just not getting open. He's 2 for 6 passing right now is Jacob Halfman. And they're thinking about going for it on 4th down again, Brock, on the 30.
Well, you could punt here, but
it would be silly to.
Well, and it's too long for a field goal. It's 47, 48 yards. You're not going to try that field goal here. Unless you're one of the rare schools that has a big-time kicker.
Yep.
Well, they are going to line up to go for it. 4th down and 7. 4 wide receivers. 2 left, 2 to the right. Dropping to throw. Jacob Happen throws over the middle. Caught! Inside the 20, inside the 15. And now we got a fumble. PW's got it. We got a flag down. And now we're going to see if the officials sort this out.
Oh, man.
It was caught for a first down. The back judge threw a flag down and then realized he made a mistake and threw the beanbag down, meaning it was a fumble. And we're going to let the officials sort this out because there was a flag on the front side of the play.
Okay.
Officials are talking. Sideline warning on PW. So it will be PW ball.
So it is a fumble.
So it is a fumble. It was a slant pass over the middle to the tight end. I couldn't quite see who that was.
No, it was number 11. It was Zach.
It was
Jacob to
Halfman?
Zach. Yep.
Okay.
But Zach was wide open, got it.
And he was inside the 20-yard line, even inside the 15-yard line. And then as he was going down, got the ball stripped, and PW picked it up and took it out to the 25-yard line. So the first turnover of the game.
So technically they got the first down, but then they lose possession of it.
Yes. So it'll be 1st and 10 for PW on their own 25-yard line. 8:20 to go, first half. We're scoreless. May throwing out to the right. That's Thalen, 25, 30, 35, 40. Breaks a couple tackles, 40, 45. Out close to midfield, first down.
But there's laundry on the field, Brock.
Yes, there is.
And this one's coming back. It's going to be a hold on the outside that allowed Brayton Thalen to get to the outside. And there it is.
Second penalty of the game on PW for 15 yards. Fowler is yet to commit a penalty.
That was a killer, too. They had picked up, 25 yards on that
Yes.
play.
So now it's a spot foul, and it's going to go all the way back. Looks like the 15-yard line, maybe the 16-yard line.
I think it's going to be at the 16 because the flag was thrown 1 yard forward. It was thrown at the 26.
Yep, they put the ball down at the 16-yard line. So it's going to be first down and a whole bunch. 19 to be exact. 1st and 19. 8:11 to go, first half. And yes, it's 7:30 in the evening, and we are almost halfway through the first half. And
bad snap.
Bad snap. And Dylan May just took the snap and took the dropped ball and just got what he could out of it, and which was basically half a yard maybe.
At most, yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down and long.
So a bad exchange between the center and the quarterback, and lucky that May's able to scoop it up and take it himself.
7:30 to go, first half. We are scoreless. Fowler and Pewamo-Westphalia. 2nd and 19. May in the gun. Reverse handoff. That's to number 9.
Number 8.
Number 8, rather. I'm sorry. Grant Pohl. Inside jet sweep handoff. He went right up the middle and got, 1 yard out of it? Yeah, not much. Fowler was ready for it. Obviously, both teams well scouted.
They've seen that play before when they've done some film study, and a lot of action happening, guys going in motion different directions, and you thought, well, maybe we'll get this misdirection play, pick up some big yards, but it did not happen.
6:48 and counting.
That's good, solid defense right there, staying home where you need to be to make a play.
3rd and long. May in the gun, I formation, 2 wide receivers. Fake handoff, they're going to throw it, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by number 9, Asher Kenishnecht.
And a one-on-one coverage out there looking for the big tight end, Carter Worth, the junior, and a jump ball. I don't think that Dylan May even looked. He set his feet and threw it, automatically did not look at the coverage at all. And Asher Kenishnecht picks it off. So another turnover. This one goes to the Eagles.
So both teams have committed a turnover so far. Fowler fumbled on the last drive, and now PW throws an interception. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left, as this has been a fast half of action. Fowler on the PW 42-yard line. Handoff up the middle. It's to number 15, Ford Phillips. He gets to the 40, falls forward to the 39. Just a straight handoff up the middle. He got 3-4 yards out of it.
Brayton Thalen and Blake Birchmeyer with stops on that one. But you're right, the quick hitter.
Put him at the 38-yard line, so close to 5. They will give him 4. They say it's 6.
Officially 4, but you're right, nearly 5.
6 minutes to go in the first half. We are scoreless. Both teams have threatened scoring
several times,
but nobody's been able to do it. Fowler twice, PW once, really. Jacob Halfman in the gun. Dropping to throw. Looking. He's going to throw it deep over the middle. Intercepted by PW. That's number 21, William Bengal.
Give it right back. Didn't Bengal have it the first time?
Recovered the fumble, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. So Eagles give it right back. Double coverage down there looking on the deep cross, or excuse me, the deep post route.
Yep.
And the safety comes over and picks it off. I guess he's listed as a linebacker, but he was kind of playing safety.
Yeah. So PW will put the ball in play inside their own 10-yard line, their own 6. They got a lot of time. They got 5:36 to go, and they've got all 3 timeouts. Dylan May, the quarterback. Oh, fumbled the snap. He picks it up, and what do we have here? Did he get it? Yes, he did. He was able to fall on it. Falls on it at his own 4-yard line. Just fumbled the shotgun snap, Doc.
Twice now. He had a miscue on the last drive when he was under center, and then that time the low shotgun snap. I think he kind of was in too much of a hurry and didn't pick it up off the ground quick enough, or didn't get it low enough, and then was fortuitous to fall on top. But going backwards again are the Pirates.
May, handoff. Goes left side.
It's Brayton Thalen.
That's Brayton Thalen, number 3. He's going to get out to the 10. Yeah, he pushes out past the 10-yard line to maybe the 12-yard line. You know, with no scoring happening, you would think there would be some punting in this game. There have been no punts so far. Both teams have had chances to score, but both teams have been turned away on downs twice, once each.
Yep.
And Fowler has committed 2 turnovers, a fumble and an interception. And PW has thrown an interception as well. But this is a big play here in this first half. 4:22 and counting in the first half. Ball at their own 11-yard line for PW. Dylan May, the quarterback. He's going to hand off to the right side. And going to be a first down out over the 20. That's Thalen. Brayton Thalen gets out over the 20. Broke an initial tackle that would have made him short of the first down, but he's able to get out to the 22. 1st and 10.
I think he was going to come up short on that one, but he was able to break through a couple of tackles and fight forward and twist his way to pick up that first.
PW will get the ball to start quarter number 2. So
3.
Keep that in mind. Did I say quarter number 2?
Yes.
I meant the second half.
Correct.
Quarter number 3, yes. 3:39 and counting. Clock running. Dylan May. Forward pitch to Brayton Thalen, and he's absolutely snowed under.
You're going to lose 3 yards. Technically, it was a run.
It looked like a forward pitch.
I think he flipped it sideways, I think.
He's going to get a good mark to the 21-yard line. It's a loss on the play of 1. Looked like it was more than that. Brayton Thalen's going to come out of the game here. He's limping just a little bit. Backup number 23, Reese Thalen's going to come in the game here. We're down to 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, we didn't have a score at halftime last week.
No, we didn't.
Between Sexton and Grand Ledge.
May in the gun. 3 wide receivers. Fake handoff. No, he does hand it off. Out of the 25, out over the 30. First down.
It's 21.
That is William Bengal. And he's got a big first down out over to the 30, to the 33, maybe the 34.
33.
Closer to the 34. 2:36 and counting. Time a factor. And yes, it is 7:37 in the evening, and we are near the end of the first half. That's how fast it's been. That's the most surprising thing out of all of this, other than the turnovers.
Yeah, we've had turnovers and we have some incomplete passes, but other than that, it's been let's keep the clock rolling.
Dylan May. Fake handoff. Rolls out to the right. Looking. Throwing deep. Got a man out there. Incomplete. He was looking for number 23, Reese Thalen. Number 9, Asher Kenishnecht was out there.
Yeah, pretty good coverage on that one. The ball sailed a little bit. If Reese Thalen had made a little bit more of an adjustment and kept running on his route, he kind of slowed down and tried to jump up for it. If he'd have kept going underneath, he might have been a runner underneath that ball.
Kenishnecht had the interception earlier in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 34. 2:07 left in the first half. We are scoreless. Fowler and PW. Dylan May. High snap from center. Hands off left side. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Number 68, Alex Halfman.
Another Halfman.
He just sniffed that play out, and that's going to force PW to call their first timeout of the half. 1:58 to go in the first half of play. Fowler nothing. PW nothing. 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik Club back here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. Longtime rivals, Fowler and PW.
It's the 58th meeting all time. They didn't play in 2020.
Right.
So we had a very shortened season, obviously, that year. But
Correct.
Nevertheless, PW leads the all-time 29-28.
3rd down and 12 from their own 31-yard line. Coming out of the PW timeout. They have 2 timeouts left. Fowler with all 3. May rolling out to the right. He's feeling pressure. He's going to throw it out to the right. He's got a man there. Caught! It's caught by number 87. That's Carter Worth. And he's going to go for a touchdown. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown. A stunning touchdown for PW.
69 yards. They tried that play earlier and it got intercepted. This time, the tight end Worth is able to haul it in, break the tackle, and rumble his way into the end zone.
69 yards. Dylan May able to keep his A, catch the ball. B, keep his balance. C,
have enough speed
to get into the end zone. Wow.
Somebody was catching up to him real quick. But what a catch and run. And we have points.
We do. Number 18. Is that 18?
I don't have my binoculars out. Sorry, Brock. I think it might be 10.
Number 10, Gabe Miller. He's going to kick the extra point. Flag.
I think Fowler jumped off sides.
So now if you're PW, do you go for 2 here?
It's tempting.
Move it up a yard and a half?
Yep.
They're going to go for 2 now.
Taking the tee away. It is Gabe Miller, by the way, their kicker. So he's the kickoff guy, so he's also the extra point guy.
There you go.
So they bring the quarterback and the running back out there. Here comes Brayton Thalen and Dylan May.
Can't argue with this call.
Nope.
Points are at a premium. At least we think so anyway. We had a game like that last week. Dylan May. Hands off. And he's not going to get it.
Nope.
It was May. I think May took it himself. Regardless, he didn't get it. And the 2-pointer is no good. But PW has the lead with 1:46 remaining in quarter number 2. It's PW 6. Fowler, nothing. We'll take a timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. Brought to you by Dowding Industries and the Lansing Sports Commission.
WVFN, Lansing Sports Leader.
Palmbos and Erik here at PW High School. A stunning touchdown right before the half Dylan May, a 69-yard touchdown pass to tight end Carter Worth, who did a great job of A, catching the ball in coverage, B, keeping his balance to stay in bounds because he was right along the PW sideline.
Tight roping it.
Yep, and then C, able to turn and run towards the goal line, and then D, outrun everybody and get 6 points.
There's a lot of things going in that play.
There wasn't an E, was there? I said A, B, C, and D.
Yes.
I think I got everything. So Gabe Miller will kick off number 10, taken by Fowler at the 20-yard line out to the 25, the 30. There is some room, 35. Cuts back inside to the 40. That's 15. That's Ford Phillips, and he's out over the 40-yard line to the 41. Fowler's going to have great field position with 1:38 to go and all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, plenty of time. Good field spot. And their offense, not necessarily tonight, but their offense has the ability to score on big plays in the passing game.
Jacob Halfman, 4 wide receivers. He's got a running back next to him. They're going to hand off to that running back. That's number 2, Nolan Stump. Not much.
A yard, maybe.
And PW is just content to let this clock run down because they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3.
Curious play on first down. Maybe you're looking for a quick first down.
Something, yeah.
Catch them sleeping up the middle, but nothing doing.
1:16 and counting. Fowler taking their time. They got all 3 timeouts. It's minimal gain to the 42. Give him 1 yard.
Yep.
Jacob Halfman in the gun. 4 wide receivers. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ford Phillips next to him in the gun. Dropping to throw. Jacob Halfman looking. He's going to throw it deep down the right side. Incomplete.
Good coverage out there by number 23, Reese Thalen.
And the receiver out there.
Binoculars on real quick. He's on the far side. Look like number 5. Is that Carter Lance? Yes.
Yep, number 5, Carter Lance. Couldn't quite see on the far side of the field. We're down to 57 seconds to go. Now, if you're PW, if you stop them in bounds,
call timeout.
Call timeout. You got 2 timeouts left. You can get the ball back. Go for a punt block. You never know. Excuse me. Jacob Halfman in the gun. He's going to drop to throw. Looking. He throws it over to the right. Incomplete. And now Fowler's going to have to punt. And we're going to get our first punt of the game here right before half. 53 seconds to go.
Looking for Carter Lance again. He was coming back towards the ball, and I think that Jacob Halfman, he couldn't step into the throw, Brock. There was a guy up there, and so he kind of had to like sidearm it and look for him, but the ball came up a little bit too short.
Back in punt formation.
Can't see who it is.
Fowler, can't see the number.
It's number 3. That was Jacob
Punt
Halfman.
is away, and it hits at the 27-yard line and bounces dead at the 25. Fowler will down it at the 40 with 44.5 seconds left. Yeah, that was number 3.
Jacob
Halfman on the punt. So now you're PW. You're up 6-0. You have it on your own 25-yard line. You have 2 timeouts left. Fowler has all 3 timeouts left, so they do have the option to, stop the clock 3 times and try to get it back.
I think it all depends on what happens on this first play.
Yep.
Is PW content to go into half with the 6-0 lead, or are they actually going to take some shots down the field?
Dylan May in the gun. 2 wide receivers, 1 left, 1 right, 2 backs next to him in the gun. They're going to hand off up the middle. That's Brayton Thalen. He goes left side and not much there.
No.
And does Fowler call timeout? No, they're not.
The linebacker came flying in, Hudson Schlack, the senior, and basically no gain.
And it looks like Fowler's going to be content just to...
PW going to try and run one more play?
They're going to try and run one more play. We're down under 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Dylan May in the gun. Fake handoff. He's going to take it himself. 25, 30, 34-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short. We're down under 10 seconds.
Flag.
And a late flag. Stop the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Read option play, and the quarterback fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, runs to the right, gets to the first down. Actually going to pick up a first down, I think, at least close to it. And then a flag came in late. You think it's a face mask,
Could
Brock?
be a face mask. We'll see.
It's right at where the quarterback had ended his run. I guess he's a little bit shorter than I thought. I thought he has the line, but I guess he's a little bit behind the line to gain.
He would have been a yard short.
But depending on this flag. There is 5 seconds left.
Dead ball, personal foul, PW.
Okay, well, that pretty much ends the drive there. So you get the 9 yards on the run, but then you're going back 15.
So it's going to be 3rd down. And PW now with just 5.2 seconds left. You just want to run a play that takes 5 seconds.
Yeah, you probably just run the ball and then call it.
Man, I'm surprised Fowler hasn't used any of their timeouts.
Well, they were content, I guess.
And they are content. Clock.
That's it.
They just let because the play occurred
inbounds to get the first down, and then the clock starts, and that's it.
Yep. So that is it. Fowler content to go into the halftime down 6-0. PW scored on a 69-yard touchdown pass. Dillon made a Carter Worth with 1:46 left in the first half. Those are the only points of the game. There's a 2-point conversion was no good. We'll have halftime stats and analysis coming up, but now it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
History is made on the football field, and the state's longest football win streak comes to a halt. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. For the first time in MHSAA history, an all-female officiating crew worked a varsity football game. It was a game on September 21st between Waterford Kettering and Detroit Lincoln King. On the crew were referee Nicole Randolph, who is also a Big Ten football official, headline judge Karen Jackson, a GLIAC football official, line judge DeLonda Little, who is also an accomplished basketball official, umpire Randy Henry, and back judge Kamaria Douglas. Henry and Douglas are also college basketball refs. The 5 made history and hopefully inspired others to get involved in high school athletics by becoming a registered official. Waterford Kettering won the game 35-0. Speaking of officials, the first week of October has been designated Fall Sports Officials Appreciation Week by the National Federation of State High School Associations. If you know someone who is an official, please thank them, because without officials, games are just practices. The hundreds of high school games each week in the state of Michigan couldn't happen without them. If you would like to register to be an official or would like more information on officiating, please go to MHSAA.com and click Officials. It's time for Game Balls when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the last week. First, Escanaba's Andrea Surma. The Italian exchange student delivered the final 2 points in a 31-29 third set win over Gladstone in volleyball, giving the Eskimos a straight set victory. Midland Dow tennis coach Terry Schwarzkopf, in his 100th Saginaw Valley match as coach, Dow beat Saginaw Heritage 8-0. That makes Schwarzkopf an unbelievable 99-1 in league meets as coach for the Chargers. And a Whitmore Lake Junior running back Donovan Fox. He ran for a school record 336 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 54-31 win over Lutheran Westland.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Director of Officiating Services, Sam Davis.
We talk a lot about the need for registered officials, but how do you sign up? What does it take to become a referee, umpire, or judge? The steps are simple. Go to MHSAA.com to the Officials tab and identify the sport or sports you're interested in. Complete the MHSAA Principles of Officiating and the Officials Guidebook exams. The Official Guidebook covers basic elements and procedures for becoming a sports official. The first step of the process covers playing rules, ejection protocols, game assignments, and payment of game fees. Once you pass the exams, it's time to connect with a locally approved officials association. The local associations are the ones that provide the training, whether it's on the court, on the fields, on the mats, or video training, to get that person completely immersed in the rules, mechanics, and coverages of what it takes to become a good official.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. The last time Powers North Central lost a game in 8-player football, John Johnson was still doing these segments. In fact, the Jets last lost a game 13 months before I started with the MHSAA, way back on November 8th, 2019. That was a 22-14 regional loss to Pickford. Since then, 3 straight state titles, 41 straight wins until last Friday. The 41-game winning streak came to an end at the hands of Lake Linden-Hubble. Danny Marcotte found Sammy Roberts for a 45-yard score with a minute and a half to go, giving the Lakes a stunning 28-25 victory. The win moves Lake Linden-Hubble to 3-2 this season and drops the Jets to 4-1. Marcotte threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another in the victory. Lake Linden-Hubble will go for 3 in a row when they take on Forest Park in Week 6. Powers North Central will look to restart their winning streak this week versus Stevenson. The new active longest win streak in the state belongs to Belleville, who's won 30 in a row. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll see you next week.
Lansing Sports Leader, WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik back here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW leads their longtime rivals, the Fowler Eagles, 6-0 after 24 minutes of play. Dowding Industries' presentation of high school football brought to you in part tonight and all season long by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And by our title sponsor, Jeff Metz, Dowding Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment athletes give to the sport of football. And they're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at dowdingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. Well, both teams had chances to score. Both teams had really nice drives. And yet, we've only got a 6-0 game. Because on the first 2 drives of the game, Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, both teams drove deep into the other team's territory and then got stopped on 4th down. So it was 0-0 near the end of the first quarter, and we really only had 2 drives of the game. But that's when turnovers started happening. Fowler committed 2 turnovers. They had an interception, and then as they were going in for a touchdown, they fumbled inside the 20-yard line on a pass. On it was a post pattern that the receiver caught, but then fumbled. It was a forced fumble.
Yes.
The PW forced it, and then PW was able to take over. So PW has a interception and a fumble. Pewamo-Westphalia has committed 1 turnover. Their quarterback Dylan May has thrown an interception as well. That was to Asher Kenishnecht. That was in the second quarter, which leads us to the scoring summary. No, I won't stay silent and get the nice applause that I got from Grand Ledge when I went silent for a few seconds because it was scoreless. But this is pretty close. It's only 6-0, and that's only because Pewamo-Westphalia scored right at the end of the first half. Dylan May threw a deep out to tight end Carter Worth, and he made a great catch along his own sideline. Made a great catch. B, stayed in bounds. C, was able to turn upfield and was able to get it into the end zone, and D outrun everybody to get the touchdown. Pewamo-Westphalia was going to kick the extra point, but then Fowler committed a penalty, jumped offside, so they moved the ball from the 3-yard line to half the distance to the 1.5, and they decided to go for 2, and Fowler stopped them. So that's where we are right now, 6-0 after 24 minutes of play. Pewamo-Westphalia has committed 3 penalties for 30 yards. Fowler, just the 1 penalty on the extra point. Mm-hmm. That's it. But a big key in this game, Doc, Fowler 2 turnovers, PW 1 turnover.
Yeah, the total yardage is a little more in the Pirates' favor right now, 170 to 118. We came into this ball game looking at the Fowler passing game and how effective they've been through the air. Not so much tonight. Jacob Happman 3 for 10 for 39 yards and an interception. has ran the ball 3 times for 18 yards. Ford Phillips with 5 carries for 38 yards in this one, but they do have that fumble as well. So not mistake-free football like coaches are looking for in the first half. Both teams committing penalties. Dylan May has an interception, like you mentioned, for Pewamo-Westphalia, but he's 3 for 6 for 138 and a touchdown. The 69-yard touchdown really does kind of pad that stat quite a bit there. Brayton Thalen pretty much bottled up so far in this ballgame after getting huge yardage last week and being over 100 yards for his last couple weeks. 10 carries for 29 yards in this one. So PW 170 total yards to Fowler's 118, and hence why we have a 6-0 ball game here at halftime, because both teams have moved the ball a little bit, but the turnovers have really kind of killed it.
They really have, and that's one of the stories of the game. The 2 long drives that both teams had but did not score, and then the turnovers, which really has been the issue. And then just the absolute tremendous play that Carter Worth made, making the catch and taking it in for the touchdown. Pewamo-Westphalia is going to get the ball to start quarter number 3. They won the coin toss, and they will defer. And they did defer, so they will receive to start quarter number 3. Surprised that Fowler didn't call timeouts there. They had all 3 timeouts with less than a minute to go. Maybe you can get the ball back.
I know you were surprised by it.
I was surprised.
I wasn't as much with PW. I know they were deep in their own territory, but they did move the ball, or it looked like they were going to get a chance to move and get a first down, and then the penalty kind of pushed them backwards. And maybe if there had been a little bit more time left, maybe a minute and a half or 2 minutes left, they probably would have used those timeouts, but with less than 30 seconds left, I think they were just like, all right, we're all right. We'll come into the second half and do a little bit better job, I think.
And both defenses are playing well. They have been able to move the ball. They've had the ball moved against them, but they've gotten tough inside the 20-yard line, and it's just the one long play that is the difference here. Pewamo-Westphalia leading it 6-0 over Fowler after 24 minutes of play. As we cross the 8 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. We'll take a timeout and come back, and we'll get to scores from around the mid-Michigan area. I got lots of other games tonight. We'll give you as much as we can give you as far as scores go on the other side. Pewamo-Westphalia leads Fowler 6-0 after 24 minutes of play. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back. On the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and by our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Doubting Industries.
WVFN.
Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW leading Fowler 6-0 after 24 minutes of play. The PW team is coming out for the stretch. We got about 4 or 5 minutes before we get started here in the second half. Let me give you a couple scores that I've got here. Charlotte leading Olivet 16-0 late in the first quarter. They're getting ready for their big matchup for Portland next week. They got to go to Portland next week, one of the games we are considering. Also, Williamston leading St. John's 29-7. That game is late in the first half.
Halftime, Hazlitt 7, Fowlerville nothing.
Surprised that's as low scoring as it is. Let's see. East Lansing leading Everett 14-7. That was a second quarter score. Also, in 8-player football, Morris was leading Weberville 20-0. That in the second quarter.
Let's see. Lansing Catholic 27, Lakewood nothing. 3 minutes left in the first half for that score.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got here. Halftime, Waverly 8, Holt nothing.
Been a rough season for Holt.
Perry 27, Dansville 6. That game is at halftime as well.
Okay.
End of the first, Maple Valley 14, Britton Deerfield nothing.
DeWitt leading Grand Ledge 14-0. That was a first quarter score. Let's see if I can get an update. Yes, I can. DeWitt 27, Grand Ledge 14.
Okay.
5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yep, I just saw that one.
Grand Ledge, one of the undefeated teams in the area.
Yeah, too many ads here. I'm trying to go through all these.
I know.
Keep scrolling through here. I don't think I got anything else. Let me refresh and see if there's anything new.
Leslie leading Napoleon. Leslie, a team that's trying to make the playoffs. There in the second quarter, Napoleon, it was Leslie was leading early. Now Napoleon leading them 16-8. That's in the second quarter. Now Morris leading Weberville 36-0 at the half, so Morris is on their way to another win. You gave the Waverly Holt score, Waverly 8-0 at the half?
Yep.
Okay. Grand Ledge has just scored again right before the half. It's DeWitt 27, Grand Ledge 21, minute to go in the first half.
Charlotte just scored again. It's 22-0 now with 1.3 left in the first half. So they score right before. And they're playing Olivet, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. They're playing Olivet.
That's all I got from around here. Unless you want Corunna.
What was the Fowlerville score?
7-0 Hazlitt at half.
Yep, there it is. Yep, I'm just seeing that now.
Corunna's leading Goodrich 28-0.
Corunna 5-0 on the season. They're having a great, great year.
Yep, 27-21 DeWitt.
Yep.
47
Grand Ledge just scored.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kingston Nixon with a 1-yard run.
So those are the scores that we have. Checking the Twitterverse, updating the Twitterverse one more time.
Yeah, officially halftime, Charlotte 22, Olivet nothing.
Okay, there we go. So there we go with that.
Jackson leads Adrian 9-7.
Okay. So there we go with that. As far as this game, Doc, we'll give you more scores, updates after the game is over. But, Doc, both teams have had opportunities. Both teams have defenses have given up a lot of yards, relatively speaking. But you look at the score, only 6-0, because they've gotten tough for the most part inside the 20-yard line.
Little bend but don't break defenses that you hear about here every once in a while, and turnovers. Turnovers have been key, obviously, with both teams turning the ball over. Fowler twice, and being turned away a couple of times. On that first drive, especially,
yeah.
The Eagles did. Got down inside. Both teams were in the red zone in the first quarter, and nothing happened.
Yep. Again, Fowler 2 turnovers, PW with 1. I would assume take care of the ball, take better care of the ball for both teams.
Yep. That would be the number one key for the second half is no more turnovers. Take care of the ball, value your possessions, and for Fowler, passing game, they need to get the passing game going. It's been pretty much non-existent so far.
What was Jacob Halfman's stats again?
3 for 10 for 39 with a pick. So they didn't have the high-flying offense we talked about. Didn't happen. A good Pirate defense for that one. And for PW, they usually run the ball real well. They haven't done that so far. So
and Fowler
both teams trying to get back to their identity.
Yeah, Fowler has done a good, but you can tell both these teams have been scouted very well.
Want to take away each other's strengths.
So here we go. Getting ready to start quarter number 3. Looks like that's number 5, Carter Lance. He's going to be kicking off for Fowler. They'll be going from right to left as we get set to start quarter number 3. Here's the kickoff. It is high and deep inside the 10-yard line, taken at the 5. Out to the 10, the 15, the 20. That's number 2, Kyle Thalen, 20, 30, 35. And he gets tripped up at the 45-yard line by number 5, Carter Lance, the kicker. And if Carter Lance hadn't tripped him up, he's still running.
Yeah. Heck of a play from both sides. If Carter Lance doesn't go down and get that shoestring tackle, Pirates are getting a touchdown to start this opening third quarter.
Got an update. Thank you, Tim Stout. East Lansing leading Everett 31-7.
Wow.
Not that East Lansing's leading, but by that much,
yes.
That is a surprise.
Trojans struggled early on in the season. Doing much better here lately.
Here we go. Ball at their own 45-yard line. Dylan May, the quarterback, he's in the shotgun, more of a pistol formation. He's got a wide receiver left, wide receiver right, running back on either side of him. Gets the snap, handoff up the middle, nothing.
Brayton Thalen again.
Yep. The junior Brayton Thalen, running back, defensive back, trying to find something, absolutely nothing, no gain.
Nope.
2nd and 10.
The interior of that defensive line for Fowler, clogging up the running lanes.
I formation now behind May. 2 wide receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Really a pro set offense with an I formation. Fake the handoff, throwing deep. May's got a man out there, overthrown. Who is that receiver out there?
21? No.
William Bengal, number 21?
Yep, I think it is. Yep, that was Bengal out there. Good coverage.
He was open. He broke open at the last moment, but the ball was overthrown. And with 11-12 to go in the third quarter, it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Carter Lance had gotten left a little bit. You're right, the receiver had run away from him, but Carter Lance had done a good job of slowing him up so he couldn't catch up to the ball. Legally, by the way. Legally.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Third down and 10 from their own 45-yard line. May in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Fake handoff's going to take it himself. He's into Fowler territory. First down, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Inside the 20, taken down inside the 10-yard line. Heck of a run by Dylan May. PW in business.
Breaking
First and goal.
Sorry, Brock, breaking a couple of tackles and turning on the Jets and nearly running away, and the safety had to come up at the last second and pull him down after a huge gain all the way down to the 6-yard line.
Man. 11:02 to go. Massive gain there.
49 yards on that run.
49 yards. Down to the 6-yard line. Was inside the 10, down to the 6. First and goal from the 6. Can Fowler toughen up here and stop him again, like they did in the first quarter? May. Handoff. Right side. Not much. That's Thalen again. Brayton Thalen. Went over the right side and not much there.
No, picked up about a yard on that one.
They did give him inside the...
They say the 4. It's really the 5. It's inside the 5.
The tail of the ball's touching the 5, so it's a 5-yard. They're at the 5. Yep.
So 1 yard on that run.
Yep. Second down and goal from the 5. May in the shotgun. Handoff again. Same play. Nope. May's going to take it. And he goes around left side, and you hear the crowd. It's a touchdown for PW. Completely faked me out. On a zone read, he took it himself, went around left side. There was absolutely nobody there. There was no wide receiver, so no defensive back, and PW has scored, and they're up 12-0.
All on the legs of Dylan May of that drive. The 49-yarder and then the 5-yarder to cap it off, and Pirates offense starting to get a little bit of momentum here.
Takes him just over a minute and a half to score. And they're gonna go for 2. Yep, because they did not make the 2-point conversion last time. They were gonna go for the extra point the first time, but Fowler jumped offside, and PW decided to go for 2, and they didn't get it. So they will go for 2 from the 3-yard line. Dylan May in the shotgun. He's going to take it himself, run it himself. He gets inside the 3, inside the goal line, and the 2-pointer is good. Crowd could tell you what was going on there. You can hear it through our microphones. And with 10:21 to go in the third quarter, PW 14, Fowler nothing. Fowler will get the ball here in the third quarter after this 30-second timeout. On the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN.
The game, 7:30 a.m.
Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love. PW up 14-0 on Fowler. Big touchdown there for the Pirates. Dylan May, a 5-yard touchdown after, a 49-yard run? Yeah, 49-yard run that got him inside the 10, and on second and goal, he punches it in, and then he took it himself around the right side for the 2-point conversion. And it's 14-0. Big possession here for Fowler, Doc.
Yeah, it's not have to score here, but it certainly helps the ball game for him at least.
Now a squib kick taken by Fowler at the 15-yard line. They're over the 30, the 35. That's number 11. That's Zach Halfman. Gets out over the 35, and he's pushed back there.
Coach Spicer would feel a lot better if they were able to get some points on the board this drive. I know that.
And I'm not sure at this point a field goal does him any good.
Nope. It's only 14-0, but it's besides the last drive from PW, points at a premium.
10-12 to go, third quarter. Jacob Halfman in the shotgun. Spread formation, going to hand off right up the middle, and there's just nothing there.
Nope.
Not much. Is that Stump?
Yes.
Nolan Stump.
They give him a yard.
They did give him to the 39-yard line until a gain of 1. Original line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. So good starting field position.
But no running room between the tackles tonight for Fowler.
really, for neither team.
Nope. Because PW, that last run by May was outside.
9:40 and counting, third quarter. Jacob Halfman in the gun. Fake handoff, dropping to throw. He's going to throw it out to the right. He's got a man out there. Out over the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Number 7.
Tristan Smith, H-back linebacker, a senior.
It's his first catch of the game.
Nice little throw out there. Gets out to the 44, maybe the 45.
They say the 45.
Yeah, he's just shy of the 45-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3. And depending on what happens here, Doc, maybe 2-down territory.
Possibly.
If it were a tie game, probably not, but you're down 2 scores. Halfman rolling out to the left. He's going to throw it out to the left. It's caught at midfield.
Did he hold on?
Did he hold on, the officials? Yes, he did. Number 11, Zach Halfman, caught it at midfield or just inside. Nope, they're going to mark it right at midfield. A big first down for Fowler. Zach Halfman bobbled it a little bit, but the official who is standing right there says he held on, and a big first down for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Ball sitting right at the 50-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Fowler going from right to left here in the third quarter. We're down to 8:28 to go in the third quarter. Handoff up the middle. That's number 15, Ford Phillips. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Fantastic penetration by PW.
Gabe Miller in the backfield, the defensive lineman, and we've got an injury timeout.
Got a PW player down with 8:17 to go in the third quarter.
It's like leg cramps. They're starting to stretch them out a little bit.
It is you know what? For late September, this is a really warm night.
Yeah.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you tonight and all season long by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Downing Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment athletes give to the sport of football. And they're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at downingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. Brock Palmbush, Erik Doc Love here at PW High School. PW leading their arch rivals, the Fowler Eagles, 14-0. The winner of this game clinches a share of the CMAC title.
Trevor Spitzley, number 73, a senior defensive lineman, is the man who was cramping, but he's up and jogging out the field right now, so that's a good sign. Yes.
8:17 to go. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 from their own 48-yard line. Clock is now running as an injury occurred on a live play.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Halfman in the gun. Handoff up the middle again. There is some room there. That is number 15. That is Ford Phillips, and he gets into PW territory. Inside their 45 down to the 43-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3. A big gain there for Fowler. You got a lot of options here on 3rd and 3.
Yep. You can run the ball again here.
Yep.
You can pass it, and this is definitely 4-down territory right now.
Absolutely. You don't punt unless you lose yardage here, really. And I mean significant yardage, like back to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you'd have to lose 9 or 10 yards.
Right, exactly. I think PW knows that, too.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Halfman, he's going to roll out to the right, gets the snap. Now he's going to run it himself. He has the first down inside the 40, still going to the 37, maybe the 36. They're going to mark him at the 36. He's got a first down.
Got 7 yards with his feet on that one. Good decision rolling out there, and he was trying to find somebody on the out route. And he's like, you know what? The coverage is a little bit too tight. I'm going to take it myself. Found a lane and picked up the first with his feet.
7:05 to go and counting, third quarter. Halfman in the gun. Handoff again. That's Phillips. Inside the 35, gets down to the 31, stretches to the 30. They're going to mark him at the 31, gain of 5.
The ground game's starting to do a little bit more work here for Fowler.
Finding a little more some more creases.
They'd only had a one run of 25 yards in the first quarter. Other than that, it's been 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
2nd and 5. PW 31. Here's Fowler. Handoff up the middle. Phillips again. Not going to get the first down, but he's going to get to the 27-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
The offensive line got a good push and was able to allow him to get all the way down there. And you're right, going to come up a little bit short, but still good yardage on 2nd down.
6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Be 3rd and 1. Longer this drive goes, the more important it is for Fowler to score.
Yes, because they're burning up a lot of time.
Yep. So 3rd and 1, you would think 2 downs to make 1 yard. Jacob Halfman, snap from center, handoff, Ford Phillips.
Lost the ball.
He lost the ball. He may have gotten it back. I think he did. Anyway, he got tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 4th down. Even a loss on the play.
And lost 1 yard.
Back to the 28-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 2, and yes, Fowler's going to go for it.
Again, trying to run between the tackles that time, and nothing happened.
Yep, nothing there. And really, this is the only decision here. If it were a tie game, well, you know what? Even if it was a tie game,
you'd probably still go for it.
You're probably still going for it, yes. But you're definitely going for it here with 5:10 to go in the 3rd. Jacob Halfman gets the snap from center. He's going to roll out to the right. He's going to throw out to the right. It's intercepted. Intercepted by PW. Can't see who it is on the far side of the field, Doc. But it's the 3rd turnover of the game for Fowler.
2nd interception of the game for Halfman.
Did you see who that was?
Rolling out to the right, and...
incomplete.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right.
They say incomplete pass. Well,
nevertheless, turnover on downs. Yeah, rolling out to the right again. The last time they did that, he ran for it, picked up the first down. This time he decided, well, I'm going to throw, and tight window, and the ball gets knocked away.
Can't argue with the play call.
Nope. Just better defense from the Pirates.
Yep.
They've done that numerous times here tonight.
And now if you're PW, wind the clock down. 4:59 to go, 3rd quarter. Dylan May, handoff, right side. That's number 3, Brayton Thalen. He gets out over the 30 to the 32, maybe the 33. Going to be 2nd and 6, maybe 2nd and 5.
I think he got about 4 yards on that. Yeah, now that's the Pirates' job. You're right. Burn clock as much as you can. Get a long, sustaining drive and
maybe
not get the ball back.
Maybe even into the 4th quarter. As this has been a fast game. Not many stoppages. Have it at the 32. Dylan May under center. I formation. Pro set offense with an I formation. May, toss, running back. 35, 38-yard line. That's Thalen again. Brayton Thalen, he's close to a first down. Depends on the mark. He might be short. Yeah, he is short.
A little bit shy of it. That short toss.
To the 37, the 37-yard line.
That short toss has been effective in previous seasons. And, tonight they've ran it a couple of times, not to too much success, but that one a little bit better, and they pick up 5. Make it a very short 3rd and 1. Maybe not even 1, maybe half a yard.
Can Fowler come up with a stop? I formation, pro set once again for PW with an I formation. And now we got a whistle and flags.
That'll be offsides on a first down. Evan Curtis jumping offsides. They go to the hard count. And May causes the Fowler Eagles to encroach.
Just their 2nd penalty of the game. But it's a big one, and it gives Fowler a first down. First and 10 from their own 42, 43-yard line. Clock running, 3:20 to go, 3rd quarter. May under center. Now he's going to throw it out to the right, and it's caught by Brayton Thalen. He falls down at the 39-yard line.
Turf monster got him.
He wouldn't have gone much further because Fowler had a couple of defenders in the area.
Yeah, there were 2 Eagles out there waiting for the play.
You know what? They knew that was coming. Both teams scouted so well, and they said, well, how do they know that they're going to throw the ball in that situation? Formations.
Yes.
You read formations.
Yep.
That's the number one thing coaches go. This is what they do out of this formation. This is what they do out of this formation.
In high school, you don't see as many different options out of those formations like you would at the next levels of college and NFL, where you can see 3 or 4 different ways they can run this play.
Correct. 2 wide receivers left. High snap from center, thrown out to the left. It is caught, and the ball is out. And Fowler says they have it.
Receiver screen to the left side, and the Eagles, they're pointing.
Officials are talking.
They said there's a flag.
There is a flag on the play.
I think that's the beanie.
The officials are talking. No, the officials are talking to the press box just to the right of us here. Let's see what happens here. Holding offense, declined, and Fowler gets the ball back on the PW 40. Second turnover of the game. You know what? Fowler has an interception and a fumble. Now PW has an interception and a fumble. Just the kind of play Fowler needs to stay in this game. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. Fowler down 14-0. But they have the ball now after the turnover at the PW 40. Jacob Halfman in the gun. 1 wide receiver right, 2 to the left, power to the left, running back wise. Halfman throws over the middle, incomplete.
Yeah, looking the seam for Tristan Smith, the H-back.
Number 7, yep.
And the linebacker had him tied up, and the pass was well beyond Smith.
2nd down and 10 from the 40. Basically 3 downs to get 10 yards.
I think everything's 4-down territory at this point.
You're down 2 scores.
Unless you're deep in your own territory and you have to punt the ball.
It's like 4th and 25. Yeah.
They've sniffed the end zone, but been shut out.
Wide open formation here. Halfman is going to take it himself inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 32, maybe the 33.
Not sure if that was a design quarterback keeper. It kind of looked like he lost control of the ball and just, I better pick it up and do what I can.
So it'll be 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2.5. They're right between the 32 and the 33-yard line. Minute 45 to go, third quarter. PW up 14-0. The winner of this game gets a share of the CMAC title and could win it outright eventually. Saranac does have something to say about that, as they're having a very good year. Jacob Halfman in the gun. It's going to be a toss left to Phillips. He's going to get inside the 30 to the 29, maybe the 28, first down.
Spun away from a tackle. A little spin-a-rooney action.
Yep. They mark him at the 29. He needed to get to the 30, got to the 29, 1st and 10.
Haven't seen that play so far from Fowler. The quarterback kind of runs out there and tosses it out to his running back.
Minute 10 to go, third quarter. Halfman in the gun. Fake pitch. He's going to go up the middle. He's got room. 25 inside the 20. He's got another first down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. He got 12 yards, and he got a majority of that by himself.
Yes. The fake pitch to the outside allowed him to freeze the linebackers for just enough time, just a split second, back on their heels, and that created that running room up the middle.
40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ball at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. Handoff. Phillips to the 15, maybe the 14. They'll mark him at the 15. 25 seconds to go. If I'm Fowler, I'd try to go quicker here and try to get one more play off.
We better hurry.
We're down to 17 seconds. Down to 14. Yeah, they're going to try to hurry it up. Try to get a play off. We're down to 10. We're down to 7. Are they going to get the playoff? Yes, they will. Dropping to throw is Halfman. He's looking. He throws it out to the right. He's got a guy there. It's caught. Close to a first down. Was that number 5?
Yes.
That was Carter Lance. He's got it.
I think he's a little bit short.
If it is, it's going to be 4th and short, but we have reached the end of 3 quarters of play. It's Pewamo-Westphalia 14. Fowler nothing, but Fowler is driving. Come on back for the 4th. On the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission and Jeff Metz and Downing Industries.
Lansing Sports Station. The game, 7:30 a.m.
Palmbos and Erik here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW leading Fowler 14-0, but Fowler with their second big chance to score in this game. The other one occurred in the first quarter, but it's 3rd and 2 from the PW 9, 12 minutes to go. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Whistle blows, and here we go. Jacob Halfman in the gun. Man in motion. Halfman. Oh, reverse handoff. It's jet sweep inside fake handoff to number 11, Zach Halfman, and he takes it in for a touchdown. That's about the third time I've been faked out on that play. Zach Halfman.
9 yards out.
9-yard touchdown run. And it's 14-6 PW with 11:54 to go. And are they going to go for 2? Now we got a PW player down. Probably suffering leg cramps again, Doc.
Possibly. Oh, excuse me.
But, man, a great play call. Just completely fake me out. Everybody's going to the right, and it looked like it might have been that handoff behind his back to his brothers, Jacob Halfman to his brother, Zach Halfman, completely faked everybody out, including the PW defense, and he takes it in for a score, and it's 14-6 with the extra point upcoming.
It looks like more cramping, but great design play. Even had a couple, a guard and a tackle pulling to go left, and they created that running room out there for Zach Halfman. Fowler finally on the board. They've had opportunities in this ballgame.
They have.
They've had opportunity. They've moved the ball at times, too, and that was their best drive since the opening one of the ballgame.
Yep.
Well, they got down inside the 15-yard line and got turned away.
Take a moment here. Try to update some scores here. Third quarter score, Williamston over St. John's 35-7. DeWitt 27, Grand Ledge 24. That was right before the half as the Comets hit a field goal.
Yeah, that was Spitzley again, 73, so that's twice he's been down with leg cramps. So.
And, yeah, that was a halftime score. DeWitt, Grand Ledge 27-24. Probably getting ready to just start the third quarter now.
Here comes the extra point.
And are they kicking it?
Yes.
You've got a better view than I do. Who is that kicking?
Lance, number 5.
Number 5. Here's the kick. It is up. It's a line drive. Good.
He slipped and fell on that, but was still able to punch it through.
And how big could that be as we get to the later stages of this game? It's now Pewamo-Westphalia 14, Fowler 7. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love, get set for an exciting fourth quarter as Fowler has gotten on the board for the first time. A Zach Halfman 9-yard touchdown run and the subsequent extra point by number 5, Carter Lance. And you're right, he did. He slipped and fell down, and he just line-drived it through the uprights to make it 14-7 PW. Carter Lance is going to kick off as they go from left to right here to start quarter number 4. High and short. It's going to hit the ground, and it's going to get taken by PW inside their own 20. Out over to the 30, maybe the 35-yard line. PW will have good starting position. Now he's not going to get to the 35. They mark him down, I believe, the 32.
33, 34.
Now they're moving back now.
Yeah, now
it's on the far side of the field. We couldn't tell how. Inside the 30 at the
29, 28.
28, 29-yard line. Okay.
We're at a weird advantage point here.
Yes.
We're not quite at the 50. We're further back to the north, more closer to the 40 or the 42. We look at the full moon across from us here to the east.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts left. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan May, I formation. 1 wide receiver left, 1 wide receiver right. Handoff up the middle. That's Brayton Thalen. Gets out over the 30.
Well, that was a fullback, actually.
Oh, it was. Oh, he did. He handed it to the first man through.
It was number 9 out there. No, excuse me, number 8, Grant Pohl.
Grant Pohl, number 8. to the
Fullback
32-yard line. Yep, fullback dive. They got 4. So 2nd and 6. Well, they say 3. Really closer to 4.
Yeah. I wrote down 3 because the board says 2nd and 7, so my unofficial stats here.
But they're pretty close.
Yeah.
May in the shotgun. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Nope, fake handoff. May takes it, gets out over the 35, maybe the 36, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
You got 3. Faked the handoff to the fullback and then ran it to the right side before Fowler converged on him to keep him away from the yard to gain.
So 3rd and 4. Tail of the ball just touching their own 35-yard line. 10:36 and counting, 4th quarter. PW 14, Fowler 7. I formation. Dylan May, the quarterback, trying to draw him off. He's audibling, changing the play. And fumble. PW Fowler's going to pick it up, and they're in business. May tried to toss it back to the tailback, and as he slipped and fell, he just threw the ball back, and Fowler, number 11, Zach Halfman, falls on it, and now Fowler has a chance.
Eagles are in business, Brock.
Inside the 25-yard line, 3rd turnover of the game for PW.
Well, May was looking for the hard count, trying to get Fowler to jump off sides. They made a little change. They tapped the helmet, looked and looked, and then I think he got stepped on when he got the snap by the center or the guard.
Or the guard, yeah.
And he was trying to toss it back. He didn't want to put his knee down, so he threw it backwards. But, man,
it was wide of Brayton Thalen. And number 11, Zach Halfman, picks it up. They're inside the 25-yard line at the PW 24. Down 14-7. 10-14 left in regulation. Jacob Halfman in the shotgun. Power to the right. Inside handoff. Zach Halfman. Inside the 20. He's still going. He's inside the 10. He's inside the 5. 1st and goal.
Down to the 1-yard line. That was the same play they scored the touchdown on last drive.
Except this was a forward handoff for a jet sweep.
23 yards on that one, all the way down to the 1.
Wow.
So the 3rd turnover of the ball game could be a costly one for the Pirates as the Eagles knocking on the door.
Under 10 minutes to go.
And timeout.
Another
Officials
injury.
timeout.
Yep, we got another PW player down. 9:59 to go in regulation. Now, if you're Fowler, let's say you score in these next few plays.
You're not going for 2.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah,
I
knew what you were going to ask.
Because a lot of coaches, they don't like playing for overtime under any circumstance.
By the way, the man that was down was Brayton Thalen for PW. He's back up. He's up and jogging off the field.
Okay,
I think
that's good news.
He's holding his shoulder or his elbow, and he's just kind of working it out, but he looks like he's okay. No, we were on the same wavelength. I knew what you were going to ask.
Too much time on the clock.
No, plenty of time in this ball game.
Now, doesn't mean you're going to make the extra point.
No.
Because we saw what happened in the last play.
Carter Lance.
He slipped and fell, and he just was able to line drive it through. Clock running, under 10 minutes to go. 1st and goal from the 1.
Kind of a wing T formation.
Yeah. Jacob Halfman takes it himself, gets into the end zone, touchdown. Touchdown, Jacob Halfman. And Fowler is an extra point away from tying this game. It's 14-13.
The Halfman brothers are starting to show up here. Zach with the rusher to start the 4th quarter. Then he gets the fumble recovery, and then his brother, Jacob runs it in.
At the 9:47 mark of the 4th quarter, it's 14-13. And let's see what Fowler does. Yes, they are going to line up to kick the extra point. Carter Lance out there.
Too early to go for 2 right now.
Here's the snap. It's good. Placement down. The kick on the way. It looks good.
Flag.
It is good.
I see a flag come in.
Yes.
I don't know what it was.
If it's on PW, if you're Fowler, you decline it.
And you just take the extra point.
Yes.
Might have been running into the holder, possibly? Or running into the kicker, maybe? Did Lance get knocked over? Because the flag is near.
Where the kicker is.
Yes.
Personal foul, PW.
You take it on the kickoff then.
Yes,
right?
That's what I would do.
You're not going to take away the
And that's
point.
what they're going to do.
Yeah, you don't take away the extra point.
Do not take away the extra point in this situation. The extra point is good, And we are tied at 14, and they will put the penalty on the kickoff, Doc. What a comeback here by Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
Down 14-0. And didn't PW have the ball, I think? PW did have the ball, up 14-0 with a chance to score again. And Fowler was able to stop him. They forced a turnover.
Yep.
That's what it was. They forced a fumble. And then they were able to go on a drive and get within 14-7. And then another fumble. The third turnover for PW.
Yeah, was that? Remember they ran that wide receiver screen and then the ball was fumbled on it.
So now Fowler is going to kick off from the PW 45. That's the fourth penalty of the game, by the way, on PW. 4 penalties for 45 yards. Fowler, 2 penalties for 7 yards. Just the kind of ball game we hoped we were going to get, Doc.
Yes.
It didn't look like it when PW had the ball up 14-0. Carter Lance is going to kick off. And he may just bomb it out of the end zone. That's exactly what he's going to do. Just bombs it out the back of the end zone.
Well, the 15 yards helps that.
So PW will take the ball over on their own 20-yard line. 80 yards to go. And now here's a situation, Doc, where if you need to kick a field goal to win the game for either team, this is where you kick a field goal. You know, a lot of high school coaches don't believe in kicking field goals. They want touchdowns or nothing. But this is a situation, both teams do have a kicker, where if you're close enough, you try a game-winning field goal. But we'll see what happens. 9:47 left in regulation. 14 all tie. Dylan May, the quarterback. Hands off, left side. I think that's Thalen.
Yes.
It is Brayton Thalen. Number 3. He gets to the 23-yard line, going over left side between guard and tackle. And it'll be 2nd down and 7. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left.
That's how it was late in the first half, too, or they were kind of holding on. PW used one of theirs, and Fowler never used one.
Never used them. We'll worry about overtime when we get closer to the end of regulation.
Yeah, plenty of time.
9:10 to go. Go ahead.
It's a lot of time for somebody to score.
2nd and 7 from the 23. Dylan May fakes it, takes it himself. He's wide open. This is going to be a touchdown. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. You were saying, Doc?
That didn't take very much longer. What, about 10 seconds?
Touchdown, PW.
77 yards. The second rushing touchdown of the game for Dylan May. They've had touchdowns of 69, 5, and now 77.
Well, the pass, yes.
Yeah.
Man.
Touchdowns in general.
Wow.
Faked the handoff, ran right, had a little bit of a crease, and there was no safety on that right side. Remember when nobody could score?
I know. All right, number 10, Gabe Miller's going to kick the extra point. It's up and good. And so, with 8:54 to go in regulation, Pewamo-Westphalia leads Fowler 21-14. 30-second break and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Lansing Sports Commission. And as you'll hear here, our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Dowding Industries. Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW has just scored. Dylan May, a 77-yard touchdown run. Extra point is good, and it's 21-14 PW with 8:54 to go.
It was 6-0 at halftime, and all of a sudden, the scoring is picked up.
14-0 at the end of the third quarter. And now Fowler will kick the ball to Fowler. Been just what we'd hoped we'd get, Doc.
Lived up to the hype.
High and short kick, taken at the 15-yard line to the 20, 25, 30, up the middle to the 35, 37-yard line. Good field position. That was Zach Halfman. On the return, Fowler with great opening field position, their own 37-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go. And folks, we are commercial free until the end of this game. They mark him down at the 36-yard line, Doc. 8:48 to go in regulation. Jacob Halfman in the gun, power set to the right, running back next to him. Rolling out to the right, Halfman throws it high and deep. It's intercepted. Intercepted by number 9. That's Dylan May, and he's going the other way. He's inside Fowler territory, inside the 30, down close to the 20. Ill-advised pass there by Jacob Halfman, the third turnover of the game for the Eagles.
Looking for his brother, Zach, and triple coverage out there, and the safety, May, comes over and picks it off easily. He was tracking, looking into the backfield and watching the eyes of the quarterback, and made a break for the ball and picked it off easily. Third turnover of the game for Fowler. Now both teams with 3 turnovers, right?
And that could be a dagger there for Fowler. Now their defense has to step up and try to stop him here, which they've done tonight.
They forced 2 turnovers in this second half.
Yes. 8:37 to go, fourth quarter. Dylan May, the quarterback, just had the interception. Handoff, left side. That's Thalen. Gets outside, inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gain of 1 as their starting field position was the Fowler 20. Clock not quite a factor yet. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 9 from the 19. PW with the lead, taking their sweet time. And may have to call a timeout.
I think they are. They're taking as much time as they can, and they're going to burn one here. Coach Jeremy Miller standing on the sideline, waiting, and then going to call it. Take as much as off the clock
under
as possible.
10 seconds on the plate. That's exactly what he's doing. Bleed this down under 5. Timeout. PW takes their first timeout of the second half. They have 2 remaining. It's going to be 2nd and 9, 7:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Doubting Industries presentation of high school football, brought to you tonight and all season long by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Doubting Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment athletes give to the sport of football. And they're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. Brock Palmbos, Erik, Doc Love, here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. Longtime rivals playing for the Milk Jug and playing for a share of the CMAC title. Just what we'd hoped we'd get. We didn't think it was going to be
sloppy at times.
Yeah,
with the turnovers.
Yeah,
we expected a defensive battle. I expected a low-scoring ball game in this one, but I didn't expect the mistakes from both teams.
Both teams have committed 3 turnovers coming out of the PW timeout. 7:46 remaining. May throws it over the middle, almost intercepted.
Oh, man.
He tried to throw a slant pass to the tight end, and it was almost intercepted by...
Is that Zach Halfman? Yeah, it is.
Zach Halfman, number 11. Man.
They called that timeout. I'm like, are they setting up a pass play right now? I feel like they're looking for something in the air to try and get a score and go up by 2 touchdowns.
And he threw it closer to the defender, Halfman, than he did his receiver.
Yeah, Halfman, great positioning right there by the secondary.
7:42 left in regulation, a 3rd and 9. May in the gun. 3rd down. He's going to take it himself, running right side. Can he get inside? He does. Inside the 15 to the... we're going to see. I think he's going to get a good mark. It's going to be a first down.
I think he just gets it. Linemen were falling down. Defensive linemen were falling down for Fowler, trying to get out there to slow him down. And yes, he does.
It is. It's a first down. Got to the 11-yard line. So it's not 1st and goal.
And Hudson Schlack, the linebacker, finally able to pull him down, but Pirates moving the chains.
And they do say it's 1st and goal. The ball must be touching the 10-yard line.
Oh, yeah, it's just outside.
Clock running, 7:15 to go in regulation.
If they get a touchdown here, man, it's going to be tough.
Trouble. May under center.
Nope.
Whistle, flag.
You're okay. Timeout. PW.
Timeout, PW. So they take their second timeout. Okay.
Coach Jeremy Miller must not have seen something he liked out of that play, and so you better hurry up and call a timeout real quick.
They have one remaining, and you are ahead in this game, Doc. So you can afford to use some timeouts here. You want to make absolute sure that you have the right play called. And just looking where we are right now, that front of the football must be touching the 10-yard line, because if that's the case, then it's first and goal.
Yep.
And it looks like that is. Fowler has all 3 timeouts left. PW has 3. Now, if you're PW here, you're in field goal range.
Yep.
If you're not in position to get 7, I think you try a field goal.
Yes, because it puts you up 2 scores.
You at least try a field goal. Field goals, obviously, not automatic in high school. Where pretty much in the NFL, anything inside 40 yards is automatic.
Unless something crazy happens.
Pretty much, exactly. All right. Here we go. First and goal from the 10. 7 minutes remaining exactly. Dylan May in the gun. Oh, bad snap from center. May is going to drop back to the 25 and pick it up, and he's just going to get whatever he can, and he gets back to the 21-yard line.
Ooh, man. Was it the third time tonight?
Third time that has happened tonight, and May does a good job of just getting back and he picked it up and then just got what he could out of it. He picked it up outside his 25-yard line. He got back to the 21, and it's going to be second and goal from the 21.
So they lose 11 yards on that play. And I think May just came out of the ball game.
Looks like he did for one play.
Because Gabe Miller's in the game at quarterback now.
Yes, he is.
He played 2 weeks ago against Dansville.
So May's out for at least one play. 6:10 to go in regulation. High snap from center again. Number 10, Miller's going to take it, going to go right side. He gets it inside the 20 to the 17, 18, maybe the 17. It's going to be third down.
Evan Curtis with the tackle on that one.
Under 6 minutes to go. Now, if you're Fowler, might want to start thinking about using your timeouts here.
Yeah.
Do you use it after? And now we got a flag.
Uh-oh.
We got a flag.
Late flag. Might be sideline warning. Because on the far side official over there threw the flag.
Could be a huge call here.
And the referee's walking over to one of the other officials.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Fowler.
Man, that's going to make it a first down. Right? Get half the distance.
It will be half the distance. Maybe one of the coaches said one of the magic words. I don't know.
Is that automatic first down?
No, not in high school.
I didn't think so. Okay, so it's third.
So it's third down and from the 8-yard line. Still a big call. Because now you got a better chance at a field goal here. Miller still in at quarterback. Gets a snap there. No, he's going to take it himself, and he's taken down. No, he breaks the tackle inside the 10, inside the 5 to the 4. He's out of bounds. He's short.
We see where they brought Miller in.
It's fourth down from the 1.
The big hoss breaking tackles.
Clock running. He went out of bounds.
Did he get out of bounds?
Now, they say that he...
From the 2?
No, the 1.
Okay, and timeout.
Timeout. I think Fowler's going to call a timeout here.
Yeah. Big Gabe Miller comes in and picks up a few yards on a play. Then Fowler gets called for a penalty, and then he runs all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, now you're at the 1-yard line, and you forget the field goal.
Yes.
If you make it, great. If you miss, Fowler has the ball on their own 1-yard line.
Yep. Where'd they start that play at, Brock? I couldn't see my vantage point here.
I think it was...
Like the 7 or 8?
Yeah, it was the 8-yard line.
All right.
Yeah.
I was stepping back behind you, and I couldn't quite see it. So
3 penalties for 15 yards for Fowler.
That last one was the biggest.
That is a huge call. And it was from the sideline. Whether it was a player or a coach, I don't know. Unless somebody said one of the magic words that you can't say.
Yeah, something was mentioned, and that far side line judge did not like it.
Quarterback sneak?
Yes. If it's Miller in the ball game again, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Miller's in the game. I formation behind him. 4th down and goal.
Did he lose the ball?
Sneaks it into the end zone, touchdown.
Got it.
Looked like maybe the right guard moved a little bit. No call. Gave Miller a 1-yard touchdown run. And it's 27-14 PW.
So the coach's son runs it in. 5:07 left. 2 timeouts for Fowler. This extra point's pretty big, though, that's for sure.
Kick is up. It's blocked.
Oh, man.
Blocked. Short.
So there you go.
So, with 5:07 to go in the 4th, 27-14 PW. We'll keep it right here. As we get to the 9 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Well, just another exciting game, Doc.
Yep.
You know, with the blowouts that we've had earlier this season, Doc, we deserve these last 2 weeks.
It's nice to get some action.
Yep. We mean close games. We don't care who wins. We just like to have close games and good action. Morris beats Weberville tonight 50-0. Here's the kickoff. It is a squib kick taken at the 20-yard line. Out to the 25. That is Carter Lance out over the 30, 35, 37-yard line.
Not a bad start for them.
No, not at all.
Fowler's got to go quick.
Yes, they do, but they do have all 3 timeouts left.
No, they have 2. They burned 1.
Oh, that's right, they did. They burned 1 on that last play. 2 timeouts, you're correct. Halfman throwing over the middle, incomplete.
Looking for number 9, Asher Kenishnecht. The slot guy was going down the middle of the field, and he said he was getting held, but a little contact, they let it go.
.457 to go. And you're right, 2 timeouts left for Fowler. PW has 1. 2nd down and 10 from their own 38. Regardless, as far as small school teams go, these are 2 outstanding teams.
Yeah, both ranked in top 10 of both their divisions.
Just why watching them?
Yep.
Turnovers notwithstanding, deservedly so.
Yep. PW tied for 8th in Division 7, and then Fowler 8th in Division 8.
12 men on the defense.
Okay. So an extra 5 for Fowler on this 2nd down.
And it's 15 yards. Legal substitution.
Ranked 7th is Fowler in Division 8, not 8.
5 penalties now for 60 yards. And now Fowler is in PW territory at the 48. 4:57 left. Must have had 12 men in the huddle. Jacob Halfman dropping to throw. Looking, throws it out to the right. It's caught. No, incomplete.
Looking for Carter Lance again.
Yep.
On that out route.
4:51 to go. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Pass was a little bit too far to the sideline, and Lance couldn't hold on to it. He'd dive for it and couldn't haul it in.
Second down and 10. Jacob Halfman in the gun. Nolan Stump next to him. 4 wide receivers, 3 left, 1 to the right. Halfman dropping to throw. Looking. Now he's going to take off himself, trying to get away from pressure. He does. Now he's going to take off and run himself. And he's going to get down to the 40-yard line. He's going to be short of a first down. It's going to be third down.
But he got out of bounds.
Officials say he got out of bounds. The clock is stopped with 4:40 left.
Well, he did get, 6? Yeah, he got 6 on the ground.
2 downs to make 4 yards.
Yep. And they got to, if they get the first down, the clock will stop briefly, obviously. But I think you want to go quicker than this.
Yes.
Even if the clock is stopped briefly, you want to go quick.
All right, Halfman in the shotgun again. Third down and 4 from the 41-yard line. Got to get to the 38, maybe the 37 for a first down. Halfman, straight drop. Looking, throws it over the middle, incomplete. It was dropped.
Had his brother.
Zach Halfman had it, dropped it. Now it's fourth down.
Took his eye off it late. I think he heard somebody coming behind him, and he was like, I got to catch it and run, and let it go to the ground. If they don't get a first down here, it's basically over. With 4:35 left.
Not quite, but
basically. I didn't say it was.
4:35 left. PW up 27-14. Fowler getting another man out on the field. Halfman rolling out to the right, trying to get away from pressure. He's going to take it himself inside the 40 to the 37. I think he's got a first down.
I think he just barely got it. He was at the 41, and you said he needed to get to the 37, and I think he just got it.
He did. He got to the 37. First down. Clock running, 4:25. He just barely got it.
Clock at 4:15 and going.
Yes. Halfman dropping to throw. Throws it out to the left. He's got a man out there. Tipped. Intercepted. Intercepted by PW. They're bringing it the other way. 30, 40, 45. Close to midfield. We're going to have a flag. Couple of flags in at the end. Anyway, it's the 4th turnover for Fowler.
The old tip drill. Was it May again? I think I might Grant Pohl with the interception on that one.
I could tell.
Grant Pohl.
I mean, far side of the field.
It was 8 Grant Pohl, and then there'll be a block in the back. But nevertheless, the 3rd interception and the 4th turnover of the game for Fowler. He had one-on-one coverage, and then the ball got tipped up. It's a chop block.
Personal foul.
And then targeting. Or blindside block.
Blindside block, that's what it is.
They call it that. Yeah.
So 15 yards.
The flag's at the 50, so it goes back to the 35.
6, you know what? And PW's not going to mind that a whole heck of a lot.
No.
6th penalty on the game for PW for 75 yards.
Well, they're not going to like it, but they're not, you know.
You wouldn't think it would be disastrous unless they fumble the ball here.
Yes.
3:54 to go. Fowler with 2 timeouts. They're in serious trouble now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Gabe Miller stinging in a quarterback again, too.
Yeah, Dylan May leaving the game early in the 4th quarter with an injury. Miller in the shotgun. They've had issues fumbling the ball. They're going to hand it off left side. There's a hole. 40, 41, 42. That's number 3, Brayton Thalen.
Pirates fans are starting to feel it.
Yes. 3:38 and counting. Fowler not calling a timeout yet.
Hold on to it if you don't stop them here in second, or if you stop them on second, then you call it on 3rd down, maybe?
Or maybe after 3rd down.
Yeah.
But now at this point, 2 first downs. 2 first downs end this game.
Yep.
Ball at the 42-yard line. 2nd down and 4. 3:10 and counting. Miller at quarterback. Gets the snap. Going to take it himself. Gets to the 44-yard line. He's close to a first down. He doesn't quite have it. It's going to be third down. Or he may have it. He got a good mark. Nope, it's short. He's short of the first down by about a foot. Clock is stopped right now. Once they set it.
Let's go. The first down.
They do give him the first down at the 45. Wow.
It's touching, the 45?
Yep.
Yeah.
One more first down. This game's over.
Correct.
Under 10 seconds to go.
On the play clock?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, better hurry.
Under 5. Miller under center. I formation. Just barely gets the playoff, and a messed up snap there to Brayton Thalen, taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down, 2:17 and counting.
Lost a couple yards on that. Yeah, the play developed poorly.
Yeah.
And Miller ran into Brayton Thalen. But clock keeps rolling. 2 minutes left.
Fowler not calling timeouts. Maybe they will after third down. Under 2 minutes to go. Miller in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Running back on either side of him. Miller's going to take it himself. Gets to the 45-yard line, no further. It's going to be third down. Maybe the 46. Third down and 9. 90 seconds to go.
Fowler going to use a timeout, and they're talking about it, yes.
And now they will.
They were trying to decide if they actually wanted to use it. If it was a one-score game, they would have burned it earlier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Final, Perry 48, Dansville 6.
Perry, one of those teams that's got playoff aspirations. Again, Morris beat Weberville tonight 50-0.
This game going back and forth. It was end of third, DeWitt 34, Grand Ledge 31. Now it's Grand Ledge 38, DeWitt 34.
Wow. Mason shut out Eastern tonight 41-0. They're 6-0.
Was that a wrap on the red for them, or is it not yet, right? Because Hazlitt?
Oh, no, that is a wrap.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they pretty much got it themselves. Well,
they have at least a share.
Yeah. Lansing Catholic over Lakewood 33-13. Fourth quarter. 42-19 Williamston over St. John's. 4.5 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
You got Perry over Dansville.
Yep. Here's third down.
Run left side. Into Fowler territory is Brayton Thalen. First down on third and long, and that's going to do it.
Yep.
Just a couple of knees now. Minute 15 to go and counting. And Pewamo-Westphalia is going to win this one. 27-14.
Improved to 5-1. And it's going to give Fowler their first loss of the season.
I formation, 2 wide receivers. We're under a minute to go. And let's take a knee. Probably one more knee, and that'll be it, Doc.
Yep. It was a little sloppier than we expected, Brock.
4 turnovers for Fowler, 3 for PW.
Yep.
But they're going to win it tonight. And you know what? Gabe Miller pressed into service in the fourth quarter, taking over for injured quarterback Dylan May.
Got a touchdown and was able to keep things going.
Yep. 12 seconds to go. We're down to 10. One more snap, and that's it. PW wins it. 27-14. Both teams now 5-1 on the season. PW gets the Milk Jug back and a share of the CMAC title. We'll have post-game stats and analysis coming up, but now it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
History is made on the football field, and the state's longest football win streak comes to a halt. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. For the first time in MHSAA history, an all-female officiating crew worked a varsity football game. It was a game on September 21st between Waterford Kettering and Detroit Lincoln King. On the crew were referee Nicole Randolph, who is also a Big Ten football official, headline judge Karen Jackson, a GLIAC football official, line judge Delonda Little, who is also an accomplished basketball official, umpire Randy Henry, and back judge Kamaria Douglas. Henry and Douglas are also college basketball refs. The five made history and hopefully inspired others to get involved in high school athletics by becoming a registered official. Waterford Kettering won the game 35-0. Speaking of officials, the first week of October has been designated Fall Sports Officials Appreciation Week by the National Federation of State High School Associations. If you know someone who is an official, please thank them, because without officials, games are just practices. The hundreds of high school games each week in the state of Michigan couldn't happen without them. If you would like to register to be an official or would like more information on officiating, please go to MHSAA.com and click Officials. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the last week. First, Escanaba's Andrea Surma. The Italian exchange student delivered the final 2 points in a 31-29 third set win over Gladstone in volleyball, giving the Eskimos a straight set victory. Midland Dow tennis coach Terry Schwarzkopf, in his 100th Saginaw Valley match as coach, Dow beat Saginaw Heritage 8-0. That makes Schwarzkopf an unbelievable 99-1 in league meets as coach for the Chargers. And a Whitmore Lake Junior running back Donovan Fox. He ran for a school record 336 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 54-31 win over Lutheran Westland.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Director of Officiating Services, Sam Davis.
We talk a lot about the need for registered officials, but how do you sign up? What does it take to become a referee, umpire, or judge? The steps are simple. Go to MHSAA.com to the Officials tab and identify the sport or sports you're interested in. Complete the MHSAA Principles of Officiating and the Officials Guidebook exams. The Official Guidebook covers basic elements and procedures for becoming a sports official. The first step of the process covers playing rules, ejection protocols, game assignments, and payment of game fees. Once you pass the exams, it's time to connect with a locally approved officials association. The local associations are the ones that provide the training, whether it's on the court, on the fields, on the mats, or video training, to get that person completely immersed in the rules, mechanics, and coverages of what it takes to become a good official.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. The last time Powers North Central lost a game in 8-player football, John Johnson was still doing these segments. In fact, the Jets last lost a game 13 months before I started with the MHSAA, way back on November 8th, 2019. That was a 22-14 regional loss to Pickford. Since then, 3 straight state titles, 41 straight wins until last Friday. The 41-game winning streak came to an end at the hands of Lake Linden-Hubbell. Danny Marcotte found Sammy Roberts for a 45-yard score with a minute and a half to go, giving the Lakes a stunning 28-25 victory. The win moved Lake Linden-Hubbell to 3-2 this season and drops the Jets to 4-1. Marcotte threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another in the victory. Lake Linden-Hubbell will go for 3 in a row when they take on Forest Park in Week 6. Powers North Central will look to restart their winning streak this week versus Stevenson. The new active longest win streak in the state belongs to Belleville, who's won 30 in a row. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll see you next week.
WVFN Lansing Sports Leader.
Bush, Erik, Doc Love back at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW wins it tonight, 27-14. Over their arch rivals, they get the Milk Jug back, and they are the CMAC co-champions with a 4-0 league record. They're 5-1 overall. Fowler 3-1 in league play. They're 5-1 overall. And so just what we hoped we'd get tonight. Bit sloppy in spots. There were a lot of turnovers tonight. Fowler had 4 turnovers. PW had 3. PW had 6 penalties for 75 yards. Fowler 3 penalties for 15 yards, but they were all crucial. You wouldn't think, 3 penalties, 15 yards, not that big of a deal. And there's a lot of games where it's not really. But the last penalty, Doc, that was on the Fowler bench was really, really a big call. And it led to a clinching touchdown for Pewamo-Westphalia. Doubting Industries presentation of high school football brought to you in part by the Lansing Sports Commission. No matter the sport, the Lansing Sports Commission can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find out more at lansingsports.org. And our title sponsor, Jeff Metz and Doubting Industries, recognizing the effort and commitment athletes give to the sport of football. And they're always interested in individuals that have the drive and desire to be successful in work and in life. Check them out at doubtingindustries.com. You may find a successful future here. Let's go over the scoring summary. It was 6-0 at the end of the first half. No scoring in the first quarter. And PW got on the board late. Dylan May to Carter Worth, a 69-yard touchdown pass. Carter Worth did a great job catching the ball right near his own sidelines. Then he did a great job of staying in bounds and then running away from everybody and scoring a touchdown. 69-yard touchdown. PW went for the extra point, and Mason jumped offside. Fowler. Duh. Fowler jumped off sides, moved the ball to the 1.5-yard line. PW opted to go for 2, did not get it, so it was 6-0 Pewamo-Westphalia. That touchdown came with 1:46 to go in the second quarter, and that was a score at halftime. It was 6-0 PW after 24 minutes of play. PW got the opening kickoff of the third quarter, and Dylan May finished off a drive with a 5-yard touchdown. They went for 2 and got it, and early in the third quarter, it was 14-0 PW. After some turnovers on both teams, Fowler was able to get a drive going, and Zach Halfman on an inside handoff from his brother Jacob took it in from 9 yards out on literally the first play of the fourth quarter, and it was extra point was good, and it was 14-7 PW. After a PW fumble, Fowler took the ball right down the field and scored again. Jacob Halfman finished off a drive with a 1-yard touchdown run, and the extra point was good by Carter Lance, and it was 14-all, 9:47 to go in fourth quarter, and I was thinking overtime was a possibility. That's the way the game was going. However, PW quarterback Dylan May said, He made a great run on the next drive, taking it 77 yards for a touchdown. Extra point was good by PW, and it was 21-14 PW. And then after a Jacob Halfman interception, threw in another interception. He threw 3 interceptions tonight. The last one pretty much finished the deal. PW gave Miller a 1-yard touchdown run. The backup quarterback who had to come in for an injured Dylan May, Miller came in. He got a 1-yard touchdown, just snuck it in, and extra point was blocked, 27-14 PW, 5 minutes to go. And then Jacob Halfman threw another interception, which basically ended the game. PW got a couple of first downs, and that was it. Again, 4 turnovers for Fowler tonight, 3 for PW. PW had 6 penalties for 75 yards. Fowler 3 penalties for 15 yards, but the biggest one was the last one, and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Fowler bench, which led to the touchdown, which made it 27-14.
Yeah, exactly. On the total yards in this one, Pewamo-Westphalia 347, unofficially Fowler 226, PW 212 rushing to Fowler's 170. Jacob Halfman struggled in this one, 6 for 20 for 56 yards. 3 interceptions, did run 11 times for 55 yards and a touchdown, so over 100 total yards of offense, but 3 interceptions. That's tough, man.
Yep.
His brother Zach, 4 carries for 39 and that 1 touchdown, and then 2 catches for 34 yards. And Fowler, turnovers and the inefficient offense through the air.
Yeah.
And some of those were drops.
Yes.
Unfortunately for him, and some of them was just really good defense from Pewamo-Westphalia. So it was a combination of miscues and good D.
PW had some problems with some snaps. A couple of turnovers led to a Fowler score. Led to a couple of Fowler scores, and it The game slowed down in the second half. It was a very fast first half. Took less than an hour to play, and the second half took a little bit longer to go. Go ahead and finish the stats there.
Yeah, for PW in the win, Dylan May, 4 for 8 for 135, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Did have 11 carries for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns, including that very long one, that 77-yarder. Brayton Thalen really kind of clogged up here tonight. 19 carries for 55 yards. Yep. So the Fowler defense, you want to look at positives in the loss. You talk about the run defense against a good running back, and Thalen was a positive for them. But
there you go.
Other than that, the turnovers, you got to clean things up, and that's always the biggest thing in rivalry games like this is, man, you can't turn the ball over, and both teams did.
And they did. And it was a factor in this game tonight. However, both outstanding teams, Division 7, Division 8 teams, they're both outstanding.
Yes.
We can obviously see that, and we hope we conveyed that to you, the listening public. All right, PW wins it over Fowler tonight, 27-14. Coming up on the other side of this break, we will get to scores from around the mid-Michigan area. We'll just give you what we have from around the area. You're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, East Lansing, a Town Square media station.
Lansing sports leader, WVFN.
Palmbos and Erik, Doc Love here one final time at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW wins it 27-14. They are the CMAC co-champions at 5-1. Fowler with a loss drops to 5-1 overall, 3-1 in the league. PW 4-0 in the league. So a couple of outstanding teams, and just what we hope we would get here from Pewamo-Westphalia High School. Taking a look at some of the other scores from around the area. Am I reading that right? 41-38 DeWitt over Grand Ledge?
Yeah, it's in the fourth quarter
Wow.
right now. Trying to get some more scores here and battle this reverb in our microphones.
Apologize for that if you guys can hear it.
You have 6 minutes left. DeWitt 41, Grand Ledge 38.
My goodness. Wow. See if that does anything.
There we go.
Nope.
That's much better.
That was better?
Yes. This was better. I don't know. Anyway.
Morris beat Weberville tonight 50-0.
Let's see. End of third, Maple Valley 48, Britton Deerfield 6.
Okay.
That's an 8-player football.
All right.
6:22 left in the game. Napoleon 51, Leslie 22.
Oh, boy.
Final score, Waverly 14, Holt 7. So Waverly was leading 14-0, and Holt got a touchdown.
Both teams now 2-4 on the season.
Keep scrolling here. Final, Williamston 42, St. John's 26.
Williamston now 4-2 on the season. St. John's 3-3.
Keep scrolling. Coronaby Goodrich 35-7. Perry defeats Dansville 48-6.
Perry now 4-2 on the season, looking for a playoff berth.
Refresh and see if I can get any more scores for you. The Jug is back home from PW Gridiron.
There it is.
This one. And I think that's all I got for you. Still 6 minutes left in that DeWitt Grand Ledge game. It's a 3-point lead for the Panthers.
41-38. Wow.
DeWitt's had issues stopping teams so
They
far
have their
defensively
defense.
this season.
It's been an issue the last couple of years.
This year especially.
Yep.
And I can refresh one more time, and defense comes up big for the Panthers on that one. 4th and 6 for Grand Ledge. They go for it, and they stop them. 5:24 left, so DeWitt has the ball back.
All right. Well, that'd be a great win for either team. If they can hang on and win that one.
Well, Grand Ledge still trying to remain undefeated.
Still trying to remain undefeated, absolutely. Mason stayed undefeated. They won easily tonight over Eastern.
And that's it. So really, there's only a couple games going on right now that we know of. The Maple Valley one, they're up big on Britton Deerfield.
So they're going to go to 6-0.
And then DeWitt and Grand Ledge going on to the last few minutes here. And the Panthers trying to hold on.
So, Doc, here tonight at Pewamo-Westphalia, PW wins at 27-14. Players of the game?
That's a tough one, man. I don't know. For PW, despite him leaving, probably Dylan May.
Probably
honestly.
Dylan May. 2 touchdown runs.
He left
touchdown pass.
Yep, had an interception as well.
Interception
in
as
the
well.
ball game. And for Fowler in this one, probably Zach Halfman.
I would say so.
The wide receivers. He had an interception, and he also had a rushing touchdown, a couple catches, too.
Yep.
And I thought that Zach was all over the place. Evan Curtis had a sack and some good plays defensively, too, for him. But I think Zach Halfman probably player of the game for Fowler.
Yeah, no argument with that one. And we'll be seeing these teams in the playoffs coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, heck of a game tonight.
Ranked 10th. They're ranked in the top 10 for both their divisions. So.
Yep.
PW tied for 8th, and then Fowler 7th in Division 8. So.
PW wins at 27-14. They get the Milk Jug back, and we're going to close out here in just a minute or so.
PW, now it's, what is it? It was 29-28 PW all time. Now it's 30-28. Pewamo-Westphalia, the all-time leaders in this rivalry. Long-time battlers. What was this, 58th time?
Indeed.
These two teams have gotten together and fought. We talked about earlier with Fowler being so good in the 80s and 90s and winning championships and then Class D, and PW being so good and winning multiple titles in the 2000s, especially here in the 2010s, with 3 or 4 titles, at least 3.
Oh,
I think it's 4, maybe. They had back-to-back, and I think it's 15 and 16. And and then they won back in 2019 and 2021. So that's 4 titles in the last, not even 10 years.
So we'll close out here at Pewamo-Westphalia High School. PW wins it 27-14. Want to thank Jessica Gibbons and Nathan Vandenberg for their help getting us on the air tonight. And thank you for listening. We'll be back next week when Pewamo-Westphalia when we do another edition of high school football here on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN. Pre-game coverage will be at 6 next Friday night, and then game coverage just before 7. We will let you know on Monday morning what game we will do. Doc, you and I will speak on Sunday at some point Sunday afternoon, probably after the Detroit Tigers game, and to see Miguel Cabrera's final game.
Yes.
And then we'll figure out what game we're going to do for week number 7. We will hit the air 6 o'clock next Friday night for Downing Industries' presentation of high school football. So for Nathan Vandenberg and Jessica Gibbons, I'm Brock Palmbush. For Eric Doc Love, thank you for listening. Again, the final score: the Pewamo-Westphalia Pirates 27, the Fowler Eagles 14. We will talk to you next Friday night.